Hey guys. God, my back hurts again. I've been shrimped for the last couple of days. I didn't notice it last night until I'd been doing it for like 10 minutes straight. But yeah, I had been shrimped. My back did not appreciate that. But yeah. Not much has been going on there. I'm on half term at the moment. But, on a good note, we're getting our new sofa on Monday, which is fucking mint. It's a bit larger than our current sofa. It has the USB plugins and stuff. However, on the side of Tism fucking hates this, it's a leather. It is a fucking leather sofa. I don't like leather sofas. They are nearly always fucking cold. And in summer, when it's like midday, the sofa gets hot, and all of a sudden you are trying to distinguish where your skin and the sofa separates. It sucks. My uncle Chris, who is my youngest sister's godfather, he has leather sofas. I don't like them. I'm probably not going to like this sofa very much, but hey, I'm going to have to stick with it because it was my parents' choice. It's not like they took us to look at the sofas as well. It wasn't exactly a family decision, it was a couple's decision. And unfortunately, I don't think the fabric sofas, the ones, like the one we have currently, have those plugins. It sucks. I don't like leather sofas. Okay, I'm happy about the USB plugins. That's gonna make things easier in some way. Because my family is very phone orientated. We use our phones a lot, and half the time, like, we need to have the extra long cords, and I'm talking the ones that are 2 meters plus, so that we can use them while sitting around the sofa. Because we have one of those huge L sofas. It's supposed to be a 6-seater, I think. Because we have, like, the big first seat, then there's the second seat, then there's the corner seat, and then there's the end part. I think it's supposed to be a 6-seater, but it barely manages the 5 of us. But I think they're considering that everyone's sitting, like, arm to arm with each other. My dad's seat, obviously, is the one that has the arm on it. Because Dad's the man of the house. He gets to have the armrest and the seat closest to the front door. It is... it's not exactly always how it's been. Because he did used to have a seat on one of our old sofas that when we were in army accommodations, that one was not closest to the door, that was closest to the wall, but I think it's closest to the front of the house, to be honest. But he fucked up that sofa good. Like, I am not joking, he fucked up that sofa. His seat was screwed. We used to have these two-seater sofas that used to have very textured fabric. It was like a bunch of tiny little ridges. I flip between loving them and fucking hating them, but most of the time it was love. I pretty much adored those sofas. And my dad, on one of the sofas, because they were both like identical sofas, so they did have, I don't know if they had the USB plugins. I don't think they did at the time, because I don't think USB plugins were necessarily a thing they had yet considered putting into sofas. I don't actually. When did they consider putting USBs into sofas? Because it might have been. It might have. When did they put USB ports? If I could spell right. Into sofas. Okay. Yeah, I don't care that they started in the 17th century. 17th, though. So, 1600. Jesus. Alright. Sofa is derived from the Arabic word sofa, which means bench. Okay. Don't know where couch came from then. Yeah, whatever. Swinging 60s, don't care. That doesn't fucking help me. I have absolutely no idea because it's not telling me. But I'm gonna say, we didn't have the sofas with the USB ports in at the time. We just had these huge oval buttons. The bottom one was for the legs to go down, and then the button on the top was for the legs to go up. You know, makes sense. But, yeah. So our old sofas had those big clunky buttons on the sides. My dad had the, when you're sitting down on them, leftmost side. He fucked up that seat monumentally. Because the way he sat, his weight would slowly shift into a slump. So instead of like sitting up normally, he would slowly slide down the seat. And because he kept doing that, it started bunching up the fabric toward the end of the seat. So it had this horrendous, like, dome, almost, where he'd sit on it, normally, and then slowly, as he would, you know, slump down, he'd push the fabric forward and stay like that. So it was just this area where his butt usually sat, and then these almost wave-like ridges toward the end of the seat. The legs itself, when they came up, were not affected, because he often didn't put the legs up. But holy shit, did he fuck up that seat. The other 3 seats, the other one beside him and the 2 on the other sofa, were completely fine. It was just that one seat that was his seat was fucked. Now, I'm not saying my dad can fuck up sofas monumentally, but I'm just saying, the seat that he currently has on our current sofa that's about to, like, disappear in, like, 2 days' time, that also has a ridge, and the fabric that holds the seat between his seat and the middle one that sits next to the corner, that fabric has been stretched. They are no longer two separate cushions, and there is a sizable, probably about 5-inch rip in it. I tried sewing it up, but because of the fabric type, it didn't last very long. My dog loves that seat. He loves that seat. I think it's because it's closest to all the chargers and shit. But, like, he has also fucked up that sofa. And though I hate the idea of having a leather sofa, I am interested to see how he's going to fuck up the leather one. That's going to be real interesting. We are going to need a lot more blankets, though. Because I don't think any of us are going to be okay with the leather. Any amount of skin on it, when it hasn't been used, you are going to get iced. And when it's in summer and you've been sitting on it for a little while, you are going to have to peel yourself off of it. So, blankets are going to become a widely loved thing. I'm not sure how much... You know what? As much as I'm interested in how much my dad's going to fuck up the leather sofa, I'm also interested in how the leather sofa is going to hold up against our dog. Because we don't clip her nails all that often. We like, nip the tip of her nails when they're getting so long that they're almost drawing blood. Because, like, you know, she's a dog. She has to have nails. So when she jumps up on your bare skin, she's going to catch her claws on you, and, you know, there's going to be a red mark. And to be honest, we're fine with red marks. We can deal with that. But it's when it starts, like, actively pulling up skin that we think about clipping her nails. I'm interested in seeing how the leather sofa's gonna hold up to that. And how our dog's gonna react to having a leather sofa. Because our dog has never known another sofa. She knows the sofa bed behind my dad's desk. Like the one at the back of our living room. Because we have one of those living rooms that spans the entire length of the house. We have one of those big living rooms. But she doesn't sit on it. She has never sat on it. The only time she has ever shown any kind of interest in that is when she's going zoomies and she uses it like a weird skate ramp kind of thing. Like, she will jump up, turn around, and dart off it again. Or when it's as a bed. Because it's almost never like a bed. So she gets really fucking interested when it's turned into a bed, and she likes lying on it. Because she's not allowed upstairs, because that's Cat's domain. So anytime she's allowed to lie on, like, an actual bed, she gets really excited. She got excited when we went to my nana's over, like, December, when my laptop broke. She gets really excited about that. So, yeah. I'm interested to see how she's going to react to having a leather sofa. Because she seemed okay with my nana's leather sofas. Because my nana has white leather. I actually don't know what colour our sofa's going to be. I don't think it's going to be white leather. I think it's going to be like either a brown or a black leather. which is going to be hell in the summer because, you know, the darker the colour, the more heat it absorbs. Oh, that's going to be a nightmare. But yeah. That's going to be fun, isn't it? But hey, you know. Anywho. Hang on a minute. I'm wondering if my partner's noticed that I'm live. Because I may have to start, like, actively sharing the link to my, fucking stream. Because I don't think they've noticed. Right. Okay, I've sent them the link. I don't know if they'll be able to watch, because it may be a case of either they haven't noticed, or they're currently working. And to be honest, hey, it's... yeah. If they're working, there's fuck all I can do about it. But if they just haven't noticed, it's a quick, hey, hi, streaming. Because they've got 3 jobs now, last I checked. Because they messaged about it on Discord a couple days ago. 3 jobs. They have like a church job on Sundays for like sermons and shit, and then 2 other jobs. I don't exactly know what they are. I do need to ask them about it and what their schedule is like. Because if it's a case of, hey, we'll give you shifts wherever, whenever, then fine, it's unpredictable. I can't exactly do anything about that. But if it's like on a set schedule, then I can at least, you know, in my brain go, yeah, they're not ignoring me, they're at work. And then there's like the points when they're with Kate. Oh yeah, there was that. The gun manor thing. Forgot about that. Okay. Right. Let's flip to art. Okay. So we have our art. Oh, and the mic's trying to fall. There we go. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, so since I've had issues with music and stuff. God, my laptop's going nuts. Since I've had issues with music, I have decided that instead of listening to plain silence, because chat is still, you know, fairly dinky, you know, it's still a babby chat. Little kittens. Jeez, what the fuck am I saying? You're still my little litter at the moment. You are just, you know, a small amount of you, handful even, that I am not okay with listening in silence to just drawing, because, okay, let me grab my train of thought. My fucking ADHD is making my brain go 70 miles per hour while my brain is going 30, while my mouth is going 30, Jesus. As you can tell, I just proved my point. Okay. So, I had this idea yesterday that instead of listening to the drawing stream in silence, because I can't handle that. Whenever I am drawing comics and doing art, I am always listening to some kind of music or YouTube video or something. I physically can't do it in silence because my brain goes 90 miles a minute. I can't deal with that. But since I'm prone to hyperfocus when I do draw, and I'm only broken out of it with silence when I'm watching like videos and shit, when the video ends, I'm like broken out of that hyperfocus, I figured I can't listen to music because there's a good chance I'll get copyrighted. However, Distractable, I do believe, is non-copyright strikeable. It is a podcast with copyright-free music in the background because they don't want to get copyright striked. So I'm gonna put on Distractable so that you guys have something to listen to, I have something to listen to, and we're not just watching me make a comic page in silence. So I am going to pull up Distractable on Spotify on my phone. Cause fuck it, that's where I have it. I have like I am not joking about this. If I go into downloaded episodes and I like click on Distractable, because I have your episodes downloaded. It's like hang on a second. Go back to top. Okay. I believe I have about 50. I have over 50. Oh god. I do. Oh my god. Hang on. Okay. I do have some. I don't. Oh my god, I don't have any brain leak. Okay, so all of my downloaded episodes are currently Distractable. That means I have 59 episodes of Distractable downloaded. That's so I can listen to them offline and I'm not using up my data. But, what? Okay, where? Back top? Where is this? Which episode is this? It started on the pre of life. And I'm like, huh? Where have I listened to that? Played. Ah, yes, okay. So, this is a new episode. I am not starting one that I've been listening to mid-episode, so we can all enjoy this together. Hang on. Why are you not going back? You're gonna see my character moving a lot. There we go. That's pretty good. Okay.
Now sit back and prepare to be distracted and enjoy the show. Hello and welcome back to Distractable. I will be your host for today. My name is Bob and I'm joined, as usual, by my competitors for this episode, Mark and Wade. Say hello. Woo-hoo! Hey! Hello! Good, yeah, good. Excellent. Yippee! If you've never seen competing. The winner hosts the next episode. I give out points. Not usually. It's like a game show, except it's not. And I have a topic for today because I'm the host, but we'll get to that later because we always start with small talk. Smallest talk you've got. What's the smallest thing you can tell me, boys?
The ginger dead man has been living rent-free in my head. I can't escape it. He's small.
He's king of the hill. He's king of the hill, king of your head.
Oh yeah, they did like a
Still
horror
no
thing, King of the
access to
Hill
the
thing
61
prior to this.
terabyte hard drive. My light is still going out.
Oh wow, it's good to see that things are really evolving on Mark's end.
All really progressing as planned.
Life is progression. Progression is change. Excellent work.
His
I have
light
some
keeps
news
turning on
stories,
and off.
though.
Oh hell yes, news story me up.
All right, so do you know about that emergency alert that went out to absolutely everybody? I found out that was going to happen on TikTok just before it happens from the same news source that I always get my news these days, which is
Breaking news.
exactly
The
this
fucking
is. But there was an interesting
SpongeBob
story
fish.
that came up out of it. Amish men shunned after nationwide emergency alert outs them for having phones.
Oh shit.
Oh shit, right.
Yeah, so this is it was community of elders in Ohio because on October 4th this was carried out, but there was an emergency alert that went out to literally every phone. There's no way to get around it. I think unless your phone was off, you wouldn't get the alert, but it would probably
Turned your phone on and still went off.
I don't think it did that.
What?
Did it do that?
I don't think.
No, yeah, it didn't do that.
So as it turns out, even the community of Amish people, which I know some of them had phones, like especially like there's a thing where as you're growing up, you get to go live out in the
Rumspringer.
I hope surgeons were made aware before the alarm went off.
What do you think? The alarm's gonna go off on their phone and they're just gonna be like, "Go! What's that?"
Whenever the whole room starts like, or whatever it was, yeah.
I don't know if they bring their phones in there, but I guess they're in there a while and it's a long time.
I'm pretty sure at least equally crazy shit occasionally happens in an operating theater, as a bunch of phones all making noise at the same time.
Okay,
You know, when the guy in the
found
corner
the
smoking
fucking
and
meme
the
that I'm
sprinkler's
looking
still
for.
on, He's like, oh shit, cover him up, cover him up.
And the patient with the phone shoved up his ass, he starts buzzing. He's about to blow!
Basically all of the early 2000s with the Jackass crew.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so this Amish community they shunned people because all of a sudden these phones started going off, and they're like, "Hey, how dare you?" And
There we
the
go.
only reason I'm
This
bringing it up
fucking
is because
meme.
I feel like
That's what
every
this
few
is.
years or so, people need to be reminded about the Amish, because I feel like it's easy to forget. Yeah, I think so. Actually,
Why do we need to know about the Amish, Mark? What about them?
I don't know. I just feel like it's important for people to understand that there's a community of people out there that try to live as technology independent as possible, and I think that's interesting.
Between my mom's obsession with the show, it was called Amish Mafia, and then Weird Al's Amish Paradise song, the Amish are always on my mind. Right next to Shakira and now the Ginger Dead.
Oh, speaking of Shakira, there was a news story about Shakira once again being confronted for tax evasion.
I know, she's gonna need some help.
Where you said that Shakira was so innocent. Shakira had never done any wrong.
She's gonna need a sugar daddy. Mark, can I have a loan?
It turns out she should have had her hips do her taxes.
Just gonna sugar daddy via proxy. I like your strategy, but no.
Don't worry, I won't evade my payback.
Wait, I think that arrangement is technically called a Mike and Ike.
Oh, isn't that a candy?
Sugar Daddy is also a candy.
Oh, it's an actual candy. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is. Okay, well, that joke was for the thinking listeners out there.
I get it because it's like two names in a candy.
Well, joke's on you. I don't think.
Also, there was another news article about amateur astronomers filing class action lawsuit alleging telescope price fixing conspiracy, and I had really hoped to click on this article and find that James,
Your buddy.
McCarthy, was part of this, but it doesn't seem that is the case. I don't believe anyway.
That's unfortunate. That would have been some great retribution for you, really.
For me?
Yeah, no, that would have really felt good for you.
Yeah. Well, my lawsuit against the moon is still pending, so when that gets approved, I'm going to court.
If you get a restraining order against the moon, do they have to move it?
Yes.
Yeah, it can't come within however a certain range of you, right? It's like a distance. Anyway, 4 hours ago, Andrew McCarthy posted a time lapse he captured. Guess what it was of, Mark?
Oh man, let me think.
A flower blooming?
Was it the moon?
It was the moon, kind of.
Oh man.
It was a time lapse of the complete solar eclipse that happened. The moon passed in front of the sun recently.
That's fair.
And it actually looked, and it's cool. You should look, Mark. It's cool. You can't even see that it's the moon. It's just a dark circle. And the sun really is the star, but it is a video of the moon. Oh, it's a time lapse, whatever.
The sun is a star, I would confirm.
The sun is big star. Well,
I googled it. I couldn't find it, so I'll never find it.
oh, okay. So
Who would win, the ginger dead man or the sun?
Sun.
Okay.
couldn't you just not go near the sun, and then what's the sun gonna do?
Not lose, that's for sure.
I mean, I can't say you're wrong, so I guess you got me.
That's all the news I got. I got nothing else.
Oh, okay. I was gonna let you. All right. Well, that's fine. Wade, what are your news stories for today?
Oh, well,
You came prepared for class, didn't you?
of course I did. I knew that news was going to be important. Man, did you know that here in Cincinnati we have the Kenwood Mall? It's like the only real mall that's left, and they're going to be closed on Thanksgiving Day.
No Blue Thursday sales?
Nope.
Good news story. Wade.
However, they extended their Black Friday hours.
Well, obviously you gotta be able to shop.
And that's it for my breaking news. Cincinnati shoppers, just so you know, don't fucking shop on a holiday, you monsters, so then maybe we can have our holiday back.
No, the way that you shop on Thanksgiving is on your phone, on the internet, and then the way that you shop on the day after Thanksgiving is also on your phone on the internet. Because who would go out to the store on Black Friday? That sounds awful.
People who want those Tickle Me Elmo dolls, those are still the thing, right?
They are actually.
Perfect.
Don't you dare give him points for that. I can detect it's coming.
I
Don't
would
you
love some
give him
points for
points
that.
for that. That is
All right,
unnecessary.
there were gonna be some trickle down points, but Mark cut them off at the pass. No trickling.
Can I poke a hole into his wall to get a leak?
No, but you can earn points by participating in today's discussion. It is the month of Halloween. In fact, it's like the day.
Yeah,
before
so I'm
Halloween.
backed up
It's
on
gonna come
these
out.
majorly.
I can count
So it
the
is
days
not
correctly. But
actually
I'm back
October.
for Halloween. Who cares? We have to talk about a very important topic. I want you to use science. I want you to use mysticism. I want you to use personal beliefs, regardless of facts shown to you. I want you to use whatever methods necessary for you to discuss the important topic of, are ghosts real?
Yes, I've seen them.
No, final answer.
All right, episode over.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Mark wins because he answered first. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Make sure that you watch it on Spotify. No, well, so we can talk about this from several different perspectives. Thing number one that I have that I enjoy is ghost hunting, both the TV shows that exist around ghost hunting and the actual devices that you use to go ghost hunting, like EMF readers and
Mark's
sound
gone
pocket
ghost
boxes,
hunting. He did so on Unisonus.
all the different little tools that you use to try and detect the presence of ghosts. All that stuff is very entertaining and hilarious and bunk. Do you guys believe in any of that stuff? That it works? That it means anything?
No.
Those shows, no. It is interesting that they would believe that it does, because even if you watch this as a show, the EMF thing with like the radio where it cycles through and it grabs, like they'll be like, a word came through, and I'm like, yeah, you're going through radio signal. The spirit box.
EMF's the little light that like electromagnetic field detector.
Yeah, but it's just so funny to me because it's like, yeah, this thing, what it does is it cycles through the radio frequencies that are passing through.
Yeah, it picks up words that are broadcast into this realm.
But what happens whenever you ask it a question like, what do you want? And you hear apple. And it's like, clearly the ghost wants an apple.
And you hear, oh, my hips, blah. And it's like, and they go, oh, Darren's Lauren? I heard that.
I used to watch those ghost hunting shows quite a bit. They're very funny.
They're so entertaining. They are edited in a way that just never gets to a conclusion, ever. And it's like straight through like it goes up to the commercial break. It's not even a cliffhanger. It's just a constantly building, like, and then this happened. They circle back to the same clip of like a little dot going through with a circle on it, and then the circle's bigger, and then it's closer to the circle, and it's like that can stretch that out for 10 minutes.
And the sound, dude, the sound stingers they use. Oh my god. It's a black and white infrared shot of a door that's already open that just goes.
And then I saw that the door was open. Show the clip again. And I don't remember opening the door. And they put in the squeak sound effect. Yeah. I love those shows. Like,
No, and it's like a Dane Cook joke too. Some of those too, and they'll be in a room and the door will move or whatever, thing falls over, and they're like, Gary was downstairs. Gary, come up here. Gary's got the EMF. Gary, come up here. A minute and a half ago, did you get anything? Like, well, yeah, no, I got like a 3 out of 5 on this reader thing. Why, did something happen up here? basement using the dividing rods. You were in the upstairs with the dolls. I don't know why, because it's also painfully boring. Because you just know, you watch a show, you know the formula, and you're like, oh, after the commercial, they're just going to come back and circle back to that one thing that happened. But I have to see it, because I want to see them all get so excited about it.
What's worse than that is being the one ghost hunting. I just went ghost hunting, like, not that long ago, a couple months ago.
So you saw lots of stuff happen directly to you?
Mark went fucking ghost hunting.
I talked about this already down in northern Kentucky.
Audio's kind of quiet. Well, it is coming off my phone.
Lighting, and then, like, you know, there's always dust floating around, so it's like, oh my god, an orb. And then, like,
How's
you
that?
lower the camera and you literally just see, like, nothing but dust falling, and it's like, oh, one of those has to be an orb in disguise. The building itself is like a functional bar upstairs, and they tell you, like,
Yeah.
hey, where this chair is, someone was murdered like 50 years ago, and there used to be a bathroom here, and they were killed here, and it's like, oh, okay, so it's a little creepy, and then you realize that's a chair, and I'm staring at it, waiting for something to happen. This is ridiculous. And you, like, sit down. I sat down and I talked by, like, a pool table, and I was like, just hit me in the fucking face with a billiard ball. Do something, for the love of God. And, like, nothing happened.
Nah, you can't have that attitude. See, this is the thing, right? I think it's all bogus. I think it would still be really fun to go ghost hunting. Because
I did see a ghost.
You have to set aside any skepticism.
But my
and
nana's
just, like,
dog
be a
scared it
child
away by
for
barking.
an evening. I would be that guy.
It was freaky, and it is a core memory of mine.
At parts, like, when you first go into the basement, you're sitting in the basement, like, I went to
It
the
was
basement,
like a
I sat in
whole
pitch black
ballroom of
basement, like,
them.
infrared camera, and then we had
It
a couple
was
of, like, GoPros with, like, night vision on.
freaky.
Sitting there, like, alone, every creak you hear is like, okay.
Yeah, you gotta believe.
But, like, these shows always edit down their footage to have, like, somewhat short, interesting little bits.
Edit down.
Yeah, they don't post 8-hour episode of them, like,
Oh yeah,
They
yeah.
have
Hang on,
2 weeks content. They
I'm pausing
stretch
this for
that.
a second to talk about it. When I was, I'd say roughly around 9-10 years old, I was spending the summer at my nana's place, and she has, or had, 'cause she's moved out, she had this really old, mansion, in France, right? So she had this old house, trying to remember the technical word for it. It's not mansion, I know it. It's not a manor either. I can't remember the word for it. But she had this huge estate, which not technically it's a manor. Not a mansion. It is it's something beginning with M, I believe. But her estate used to be part of a school district, I believe. So the actual main house was either used for the family that owned the area or the staff. Okay, so it was used for the staff and the faculty and shit. And then there were these huge outbuildings. Some of them were dorms, and then there was this really super fucking long cafeteria area. And I know for damn sure that it was a cafeteria, not just by the fact that the ground was decorated in like that typical checkered pattern, but also because there was actively a kitchen attached to the building. It was like full on, these were school buildings way back when. And because of that, you know, there's the eerie feeling of, hey, there's this abandoned building, and it did fulfill my little desire to go searching around abandoned buildings, but within the safety, because, you know, it's private property, there aren't going to be any fucking druggies sitting in it. So this place used to have people living in it. I have no idea if anyone died there. But one night, I believe in a fit of minor sleep paralysis. I don't know if it was like genuine ghosts or if it was a like one singular session of sleep paralysis that was broken by my nana's dog barking. But I literally saw a ballroom full of ghosts on our fucking ceiling. Because my sisters and I, up until I turned like 14, 15, all shared a room together. We all had separate beds, obviously. We all had our own little spaces in the room, but we were all in one room that was connected to our parents' room. And it was creepy because I was laying in bed, just either unable to move or stunned by the fact that I was seeing this weird thing on the roof of our, like, the ceiling. And there were, like, at least 6 or 7 pairs of ghosts. And I remember one who was wearing, like, one of those weird food bibs and had a set of cutlery. It looked weirdly like my dad, so I'm more inclined to think it's sleep paralysis thinking back on it now. But the ballroom itself, there is no fucking way that my little tiny, like, 9-10-year-old brain came up with that. But the ballroom itself, like the ballroom scene, because they were all in, like, extravagant, like, I'd say roughly like Edwardian. I don't know why, but the term Edwardian's coming to mind. But like Edwardian type clothing while dancing in.
Thanks for the follow.
Ah, thanks for the follow, man. But basically, they had like Edwardian style clothing on for some weird reason. And they were dancing in that typical box step that you see in like typical like movie style ballrooms and stuff. But I was seeing like several pairs of ghosts doing this all in sync on the ceiling, and each pair was different. Like I remember one ghost in particular. She had sort of an updo. What was that noise? Just heard something from my laptop and I have no idea what it was. Okay. Oh my god. I've just noticed how OBS looks. But yeah, she had like an updo and like a fairly puffed out skirt, and it was so weird. Studio mode making it look weird to me. That's weird. Okay. But yeah, I had like an experience with ghosts, and that's pretty much the only experience I've had with like ghosty goos and stuff. But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna put Distractable back on just because that was a little interlude about my paranormal experiences. But yeah, it is interesting. But it's also very weird because of the only other time I've like truly felt like there was another presence is like when I have my little guardian angel moments in a weird way. Since the death of my first cat. 'Cause I don't know if it was like a coping mechanism or something, but in my brain, because of how closely bonded we were, because he was there from the moment I was brought home from hospital until like a week before my 11th birthday. Because of how closely bonded we were, in my mind, I see him as either one of or my only guardian angel. And sometimes I feel like there's a weird presence of my cat following me around. So it's sort of a comforting presence kind of thing. But that's the only time I've really had any other experience with paranormal stuffs. Yeah, he was a sweet, kind of chonky tuxedo cat named Sam. He was very cute. He used to climb into my cot and curl up with me as a baby, even though my parents tried desperately to get him to stop. It didn't work.
To a 50-minute episode. They edit up.
Well, you sit there when you go ghost hunting. Like it's for us at least. It was you rented it out for 4 hours, and for
I know,
4
I have the
hours,
boots.
in the
Can
first
just
hour, we had like a guide
grab one and
telling us
take a
all,
look
like,
at it.
history and showing us different areas where not to go, stuff like that.
A ghost guide?
No.
Oh.
But then the other 3 hours was like, okay, cool, let's do it. And you start off and like you get your tools, you're like waiting for the EMF or the spirit box. But I'm telling you, man, after like an hour and a half, like at least a small venue where you've been to every room in the first hour, and then it's like, I'm gonna go sit in that corner I was in before and wait. And it's like 10, 15 minutes of just sitting in the darkness, like bored out of your mind. That's what they don't show you, is all of that.
Well, in Wade's disbeliever camp, I do have a story actually that occurred recently that freaked me out. So I was home alone, you know, Amy was away, and I was going to bed, and I went into the bedroom, and I looked at the closet, and the light was on in the closet. Now, let me tell you something about me in this closet. I don't...
Oh, you talked about the light being on. Oh, no.
So here's the thing. I don't go into the closet to put on my clothes for the day. I don't keep my underwear there. I don't keep like my regular shirts. If I'm just lounging about home, then I'm just wearing like either shorts or comfy pants and just a t-shirt. That's what I'm doing. Everything that I have to go out is in the closet. I'm not going out because I'm just home alone working on the edit, right? So there's no reason for this light to be on. The last night I went to bed, you know, I was still home alone, and I woke up the next day, and then I go through my whole day, and I'm done for the day, and I go into the bedroom to go to bed. That closet light is on. There's no reason that closet light should have been on. There is no way that I went in there. There is nothing that I would have done there. And last night, I wouldn't have left it on because I went to bed and all the lights were off. That's how I go to bed. And I cannot explain how that closet light turned on.
You've never had any light issues in that house?
No, never. But the thing is, like, it's literally, there's one switch that turns on the lights in there, and it's on the inside of it. And there's no reason that I would just lean in there, turn on a light, look around, and then close it, like, or turn it off. It didn't make any sense to me. And I stood there at the doorway for like a solid minute, being like, I didn't turn this light on. Someone is in my house and turning my lights on. That's what I thought. I literally got my boar spear and I walked around the house. I'm not joking, I did.
Oh, no.
I got my boar spear, unsheathed it, walked around the house, point first, and I was like, if someone's here, they're getting speared so hard. But obviously, you know, there's no one there. Like, all the doors are still locked, everything's fine.
Classic mistake. You walk spear pointing backwards. They never expect it when they try to sneak up on you.
Yeah, no, that's how you get them.
What I need to do is get a double-ended spear, one with the front and the back. So
Darth Maul's boar spear.
Exactly, yeah. So that when Chica is walking by me, she gets speared. No. Anyway, so that was something where I can't really explain. So take that, Wade, you not ghost-believing bitch.
I mean, I've got a couple of unexplainable events.
I have a light bulb related story that also proves that ghosts exist. This was my actual second point here. So I think all the ghost hunting stuff is kind of funny and totally bogus, and I think I'd enjoy it because I'm a jumpy person. But I have a story that confirms that ghosts exist and that they occupy light bulbs and power lines. In the last place we lived, there was an office in the backyard, right? And that was my office. It was like a little separate building, and you could see it out the back windows. I have a video of this, actually, that I took on my phone. We were sitting inside, and the baby was like asleep, and Manny and I were just sitting there. It was sort of like dark out. And the light on the outside of that office had a switch, but you leave the switch on because the light fixture had like a light sensing thing. It would turn on when it was dark out, and it had a motion sensor. And we lived in California. There were all kinds of like possums and squirrels in our yard. It would turn on all the time. There was a tree in front of it that would, if it was windy, would turn it on. Like, it would just turn on all the time, and that's fine because it turns on for like a minute and then turns off if there's no continuous motion. But we were sitting here, and that light on the house, on the little separate office, was going on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, blinking erratically. And like Mandy saw it and was like, whoa, that's weird. I thought like the tree was going in front of it and blocking it. No, it's just turning on and off in a way that the fixture does not do. And she like got my attention and was like, did you do something weird with the light in your office? Is that supposed to be doing that? And I looked and I was like, no, I didn't. I left it on like normal. This was usually when stuff like this happens, like it happens for a second and then it goes away. I got my phone out. I started a video. I walk out the back door all the way up to the light, and I stand there, and the light is actually buzzing, which it doesn't do normally, and clicking. There's a clicking sound going on and off. Click, 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 click. Either of those things does this light fixture normally do? Because when I walk out through my office in the dark, which I've done many times, it just silently turns on. And I open the office door, and I look, and I flip the switch a little bit, and I turn it back on after I'm playing with it, and it starts doing the same shit. I took the light bulb out of that fixture, and I put it in like a normal lamp in the house. Light bulb is 100% fine. I put a different light bulb into that fixture, turned it on, it worked perfectly fine. There was a ghost either in that light bulb or trapped in the electrical circuit that was making that happen. 100% confirmed. No other way, because none of the electronics were broken or in any way malfunctioning. They were fine. It was a ghost.
Well, what's the point of the episode? You proved it.
Well, I want to talk about it, but I believe ghosts are real.
Look, Wayne, we know you're not convinced because you're just like, your brain is too small to comprehend the world of the spiritual realm.
That's my proof. What did you have? Did you say you like a story? Hit me.
Okay, so I have a couple of life events. I think I might have talked about them on here. I can't remember. When I was young, we had like a family room with like a sliding door. Sliding door here. Back door was on this wall, so you could see the back door from the sliding door. I was watching TV, which our TV was like to the right of the sliding door, and I heard a knock from the back door. But I could see the back door, and there was no one there. I was home alone, so I heard the knock again. It's all nothing. Walked around to the door. No one inside, no one outside. And then I hear a knock at the front door, and I go to the front door, look, no one's there. And my memory's a little bit foggy. I think something else might have happened, but I can't remember at this point. But that freaked me out a lot, and I have no explanation for why that happened. And a few years back at our old house, I don't know how to explain this other than just like a weird thing. I was outside, and do you guys know that feeling of like when you feel like someone's looking at you or watching you, and you just have like that gut feeling of like someone's looking at me, or I'm being watched?
The feeling of being watched, yes.
Yeah, but I don't know how to describe the feeling of being watched other than saying that phrase, but there's like, you kind of get like the hairs on your neck stand up a little bit, and you just feel alert and kind of creeped out. I had that, and then my dogs started barking, but they were like facing a bush and the brick wall of the front of our house and just barking at it like there was something there, which they normally don't do. It's kind of strange, but like that coincided right when I felt that. I was a little freaked out. Dogs went to the bathroom, came inside, and I grabbed the handle to the front door, and it wasn't particularly cold out, but like the front door handle felt really cold to me. And I was like, that's kind of strange. I walked inside, like ran up the stairs, and just, I don't know, I felt like something was just around me at all times there. There's just a weird couple of things that was probably 90% in my head, but has stuck with me.
I mean, I feel like we're all just talking about how and why we know that ghosts are real at this point.
Sure. But outside of those moments of unexplained creepiness, I don't know, I have a hard time. There's so many people that are looking for ghosts. You'd think, and also, can we talk about ghost hunting tools? I don't know the history of them, but who fucking thought like a bunch of radio signals, play them, and eventually the ghost can talk to us through them?
I have another question like related to that. What is a ghost?
That was my next question.
I'm so
Thank
good
you,
at this.
Mark.
God, I'm
Excellent
good at this.
segue.
Loving this Garmin watch, Trev.
Oh,
Including
fucking
the elite Garmin
fuck off.
delivery fee may apply. Trev, this Dyson delivery fee may apply.
I don't care.
Now that we all
Fuck off,
agree that we
Argos.
believe ghosts exist, even Wade, the skeptic, what are they? What do you think they are?
What is it made of?
And or what evidence do you have that to prove what they are? Yeah, because there's a lot of like types of ghosts, right? Like some of them are completely incorporeal, meaning like they can't touch anything, they can't interact, they are just like a visual thing. But there are ghosts that like knock stuff over, or like
Poltergeists.
in my case, that inhabit a light bulb and like manipulate electricity or whatever to try and. What is a ghost?
Not
Are there
technically
different
sure what those are.
species?
What is it made of?
It comes down to a philosophical question of what is the soul and is the soul real?
Oh,
A lot of
no,
people
it
think that
doesn't.
ghosts-
What is this guy talking about? The soul? No, what atoms are they made of? Literally.
NaH2O3.
Well, it's clearly wrong. He just named sodium dioxide.
Is that actually what that is?
I couldn't keep track of the letters he was saying, but it was sodium something.
NaOHIO.
NaH2O3.
That's something trioxide.
Either way, so if they're not made of atoms, right? If they're not atom-based things, then what are they? Are they made of quarks? Are they made of like just light, cohesive light? So that's really what it's got to be made of, or it's ectoplasm, whatever that is.
Does everyone become a ghost? Are ghosts never human at all? Is there, I don't know, heaven, hell, and purgatory, and spirits are supposed to go to one of those? If they don't, they're trapped here on this plane. That's when there are ghosts.
You gotta step your mind outside of the binary constructs of heaven and hell, right? That's just a purely Judeo-Christian or something thought process. These ghosts are so far beyond that.
Okay, are they supposed to go to Chili's? Are they supposed to...
I mean,
Well, no, so
there's gotta be a
guess
ghost somewhere that haunts a
I
Chili's.
would posit ghosts are a representation that we can perceive in some way or that interact with our world of something from like another, I don't know if dimension is the right word, but from like another dimension, right? They don't exist in the same way as like humans do in terms of being
Plane
made
of
out
existence.
physical matter. They interact with our dimension realm in a way so that they are perceivable, but they're not like represented in a way that makes sense to us and the way that we understand the physical world.
Do you believe that they were humans that died, though? Like, when people ghost hunt, they're like, oh, Michael Collins died here. Let's reach out to him. Let's have a seance and talk to Michael's spirit.
What if it's the pure distilled essence of life before it's even born?
Yeah, no, I think part of the thing is that humans view everything as if humans are the end-all be-all of existence. What if humans are channeling something that is way bigger than humanity? Humans channel some sort of life force, and ghosts are a different manifestation of that exact same essence.
Sperm, egg? No, more like spirit once inside a mommy.
You're exactly right, Wade.
No.
Yes, you are. It's as goopy as you imagine it is. Because if we think about it, what is ectoplasm, really?
Ectoplasm is the more viscous, clear outer layer of the cytoplasm in
thanks
the
for the follow.
mucoid cells.
Exactly my point, Bob. Exactly my point. And where do you find
Executive
amoeba cells?
A&P.
Ginger dead man.
Benign.
On exuding from
Is that
mediums
benign
during
shed, but without an
spiritualistic
E?
trances.
Yes,
Benign
exactly.
should.
So ectoplasm is the
And
physical
executive.
residue
And
of things interacting, of ghosts spiritually interacting with the physical realm.
Okay,
and
cool.
therefore that intersect of their energy and the physical
Sorry
matter
for mispronouncing those.
results in ectoplasm occurring. It's
Thank
the,
you,
it's the come of
benign
death.
and
This is
executive.
the seed before the seed of
Turn that down
life exists. It's
a
the
little bit.
ooze.
It's the jizz of the deceased.
No, it's the jizz of the pre-ceased because they haven't
It's the seed that
I'm
is
sorry,
no
what
more.
the fuck is he talking about?
Oh,
He's
okay.
talking about
It has not yet
ectoplasm.
has not yet to
What the
come.
fuck?
It's the pre of life.
The pre of life.
I don't know if I, like...
Oh,
No, okay,
there's the episode
ectoplasm
title.
is the pre of life. I'm pretty sure, yeah, Greek ectoplasm originates from Greek words ektos and plasma, which is something formed or molded, and ektos stands for, yeah, jizz.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So, if we think about it in that way, and we remove our flawed logic that it comes after death, because I don't think that's the truth. It's not the after death part of that, because that gets into all of the messy things of an afterlife. What we need to focus on is the pre-life and the ingredients with which to concoct that pre-life, right? So really, what everyone's doing with all of these, EMF and, ghost spirit boxes, they're just like toys to tantalize the universe into conjuring that pre of life.
I've seen how toys can help things pre.
Exactly. All ghost hunting is just warming up the engines.
A lube and a ball gag.
I don't know about the ball gag. That's weird. But
I mean, whatever does it for you, right? It's this is what the universe is into. That's what people are figuring out.
That's what it's got to be. That's what the Ouija board's all about. It's all about finding out what the universe is into, right?
The universe thinks Ouija is really hot.
Yeah, it does.
I was told by a lot of people not to mess with the Ouija board. I did. I was told that's the most dangerous tool you can use when ghost hunting.
Absolutely. Maybe. I don't know about that. I don't know exactly.
They sell it with the kids' toys.
You light some candles. You play some music. You pour some salt on the ground.
Yeah, you pour some salt out. I've been there.
You say some choice words, you know what I mean? Some sweet nothings. You whisper. You always whisper. You're not shouting. You're trying to be quiet and listen. You're trying to open up your ears. It's just making love to the universe, man. That's all ghosts are.
Well, are ghosts the result of that, or is that the actual love making?
Both.
I'll accept that. Be both.
It is just like it's how strong the result is how much you tease the universe.
So you're saying that every time there aren't ghosts, that's because the universe didn't actually finish.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but you got to walk a fine balance. You don't want a premature ghost. You want to edge the ghosts a little bit. Just getting to the threshold. Letting things calm down a bit.
I asked ChatGPT about ghosts. I must have asked in a weird way because my response was, using a belief in ghosts to manipulate, deceive, or harm others is not only unethical, but harmful to individuals and communities.
Using a belief in ghosts, that's like saying that bad people do bad things. Like, anything can be manipulated into... we're not talking about harmful uses. We're talking about why we know ghosts are real.
Don't edge ghosts.
Mark, you're with me here, and Wade, come along if you so choose. Does that mean that when mediums are talking to people who have deceased, that's not real? Because that's not how that works. There are not just like the spirits of ex-humans floating around on an astral plane. It's a whole other romantic, copulative world that you're accessing when you're trying to interact with ghosts.
Ghosts might just be horny. They could still be deceased grandpa.
No edging
No,
ghosts.
there is no deceased ghost. That is just a wrong mindset.
How do you know?
It's all look, it just doesn't
There's
make
no
sense if it's
deceased
dead people
ghost.
being ghosts, but it makes total sense if it's people that haven't even arrived yet.
Ghost of the deceased.
It makes sense.
It's not a
to me,
deceased
because when
ghost.
Wave returns to the ocean,
If it's a
it
deceased
possibly
ghost,
tracks
it's not a
one
ghost anymore.
It becomes one with the ocean again, it's gone. But waves that are trying to escape from the ocean, those are the ones that you see. And ghosts are just little waves that don't quite make it into our plane of existence. They're not able to escape the condom of pre-life.
That is a weirdly good description of the thing we're talking about here. It is true.
But what if it's like a kernel of corn and you wrap it in an indigestible string loop? And when you swallow that particular piece of corn, even on the other end, you can still track that individual kernel.
We're trying to make good points here, Wade. We're trying to get there.
I'm just saying you can track the corn from your mouth to your shit and know which kernel's which.
Is your digestive tract the universe, or is your shit the universe?
I don't know. Maybe we each have our own little universe in us.
Is your butthole the birthing of its new being? Because I posit that it's going in your mouth was not the start of its existence, nor if it passes through it is the going out your butthole is not the end of its existence.
It's merely a transition. It's not the start or the end. That doesn't really help your point, but I'll allow it.
I digress.
I love the waves, because it is true. You see them coming in, and they take better shape the closer they are to arriving in an enormous splash of gushing water, gooshing all over the shore. And then once the goosh is gone, it slides back into the sea, never to be seen again.
I too like the metaphors and similes that prove my point.
Yes.
Well, you should come up with some more. That's how you prove points.
3 points to Bob.
Thank you. I'm winning.
Man, we suck.
We talked about ghost hunting and why it's funny. We talked about why ghosts are real. We talked about what are ghosts, and I think we really got to the bottom of that. And what I want to discuss now is, are we ghosts to beings on other planes of existence? If we see ghosts come in and out of our world, and that's an interaction that we have, are we ghosts to them? Or how does that work? Because the ghost clearly is aware of our world at some level. Maybe, maybe not. That's an argument we could have. What are they? Are we ghosts to them? Are they like transporting in and out of a weird ghostly world, like they're putting the ring of power on and off, and shit's crazy for a second, or what? What are we? Are we just ghosts from the other side, or how does that work?
Maybe.
Would that mean that, like, animals are also anything living in this realm is a ghost to some other thing?
Yes.
What if that's what dreaming is? What if that's not us seeing into other realms, but our ghostly essence exploring other planes of existence?
I don't know if ramen lady pulling a fish egg sack out of my brain was in another dimension. I think I could trace that one right back to roots in my dimension.
Maybe. They're making a lot of assumptions.
There are some people that do think like dreams is traveling to other dimensions. I do think that's a fantastical way because that's entirely intrinsic to the mind. Whether or not people think of like the complexity of the mind as being like a entering into another dimension, I think is highly egotistical of the sophistication of our biology. However, that being said, there are certain like quantum interactions that occur in the brain that we don't fully understand. Like there's certain aspects of it where like our sense of smell is based on a different fundamental principle than we thought it was. We thought it was just a purely physical sampling. A chemical goes in your nose, it touches, the sensors, and you detect it. But actually, it's based on detecting I hesitate to say quantum spin because I'm not sure if it's the quantum spin or electron spin, but it's like literally your receptors are sensitive to the spin of the particles that make up the things you're smelling, and they don't physically touch them.
Really?
Yeah, it's fascinating, and it's like the deeper they know, the more sophisticated this sense actually is. It's alarm, and the reason it makes sense is because the actual physical coupling and decoupling of the chemicals to these receptors would require like it to be able to physically attach to all these things. Whereas like if it was just passing by in air, which it does, and it's sampled based on its like unique spin characteristics of its composite electrons, it creates a certain like think of it like sound. It's waves that come through there, but it's like with
There we go.
smell.
Is it like electromagnetism on a very small scale or something?
Exactly. I don't know it well enough, but it is more based on quantum interaction than people ever thought possible, and that is a fundamental biological process that spans out to pretty much anything with a nose.
I hadn't heard that. That's so fascinating.
I'm curious what the RPM is of a rose scent versus the RPM of like lavender versus the RPM of like a Fogo de Chao fart.
That actually is kind of, if you were to boil it down really simply, as far as my understanding goes, which I could be very wrong in misquoting all of this, but that is basically what it is. Everything spin because of the chemicals in a certain composition has a unique profile of which it spins. That's why most smells are unique in some ways because there is a spectrum of possibilities that is almost infinite in its complexity.
Well, and that makes some sense too. I've always thought it was interesting that if you operate with smell is chemical based, and then you think about like, well, it's possible to distill, okay, this smell is these chemicals, like, and maybe this is ignoring how inaccurate human measurements and recreations of things would be, but like, it's effectively possible at the point we are in science to detect a simple smell and what chemicals are present in that smell and recreate those chemicals in like synthesize them in a way where they look basically the same and they're in the same sort of configuration, but the smell is just like not even close.
Would a ghost emit a smell?
If smell is not chemical contact, but in fact some kind of electrical signal that your body senses from atoms, so ghosts would give a smell off if they are comprised of ectoplasm or somehow interacting with like physical objects in our universe, right?
Yeah, and even if they give off like some kind of energy, because you can
A
sometimes
ghost just
smell-
walking around
Does that
smelling
make,
like a
kind
really
of a
nice
smell?
incense
'Cause
or something.
Light it travels both in waves, but also is like photons.
I think it would move too fast for the nose receptors to detect it. I don't think you can smell like really if electricity is like in a room or something like that, or you smell like something, it's really the ionized particles that you're smelling as opposed to the electricity itself. But I don't know. I have no idea.
I'll bet God could smell light.
Well, you shot him, so or her or whoever.
Wait, what episode was that?
I believe that was in the escape room episode.
No, it was legal advice.
Illegal advice. Yeah, you killed
No.
God.
What's God's respawn time? Is God a ghost?
Oh, we were playing hardcore mode.
You hardcore killed God.
Hey, he's got to start over.
It starts over at level 0. We can all pick on God now.
Yeah. What was the loot like? Was it good loot?
Not really. It was like an epic that I didn't really need and some cold.
He was a level 99 gangster. It was pretty good.
Trev, this Dyson.
I don't fucking care, Argos.
Argos. Subject to availability, delivery fee may apply.
Why are you doubling Argos?
There's more to Argos. Subject to availability.
You're getting double Argos ads. What the fuck?
Thing, Mark? I like that. That's interesting.
That's just the nose. Think of like the deeper interactions that occur in the brain, because we know there's neurochemical transmitters, but who knows what the further interactions between neurons actually is. Like it is alarmingly complex, and it is something that we probably won't fully understand for a very long time. And even when we do, there's probably like random permutations that occur, like based on who knows what environmental factors that could change up things on a day-to-day basis.
Is God a ghost?
That's what I asked.
Ghosts are actually squeezed down to make the scented candles. How sad.
Times in a line, but
Yeah.
something first, it means he said it originally. Whereas me asking now is what
I don't want to know which ghost was squeezed down to make Gwyneth Paltrow's fucking candle.
We don't know that.
You're on the same line Mark is. I'm sorry.
You're making a lot of assumptions.
Yeah, I'm insulting a lot. I know.
Oh man, I forget what video it was, but there was a video that visually demonstrated time and its relation to gravity in a way that kind of blew my mind. I will never recreate it perfectly, but it was like if you take the slices of an apple falling to Earth from, say, space or something, and you slice it up based on the time at which it takes to go across there, and then it was like, this is why time dilation occurs, is because like gravity isn't necessarily the force that we think it is. It's the trajectory of that apple through time. Instead of thinking of gravity specifically as like it's a force that just pulls it straight down, it is literally that apple's journey into the future. If you looked at it like as individual slice, it was such a fascinating video. I'll never remember it, and I'm not quoting it correctly.
Is this like Interstellar, where they're on the planet and like an hour passes, but like in the spaceship, like 100 years passed or something?
That's time dilation in general, and that's also a fascinating subject. But this was like, it was explaining it in a way that was just like, God, I can't even remember.
Do ghosts age? Could you drop 3 ghosts into the atmosphere, then they'd land to be different ages of ghosts?
Do ghosts have weight?
I mean, they have to have mass, but they don't necessarily have. Well, if they have mass, they'd have to have weight if they're on Earth, right? That's how physics works. Well, maybe not then. Does light have mass? Because presumably, if you're seeing ghosts, it means it must be either reflecting or emanating light. If it's reflecting light,
These
it doesn't
motherfuckers
mean that it
be
has to
like
be comprised of light, but it would
actively
mean that it has
trying
some
to
kind of mass.
question
Light has
things.
no mass.
that-
E equals mc squared by that definition. It doesn't have mass, and it has
God
no
damn it.
measurable mass.
My hips do.
Yeah,
You do have a dump truck. But to answer your question then, Wade, all 3 ghosts would fall at the same rate, and the oldest one would age the same as the rest. I'm losing.
They're
track.
ghosts.
This is
They
getting
don't
too scientific.
fucking
I
age.
would like to get back to
They're
ghosts
already
and why they're
dead.
real and away from science and all that nonsense. Okay, because
Okay,
that's a
alright,
lot.
cool.
That's a lot to think about.
I thought it was, are ghosts real? This is now, why are ghosts real?
Yes, ghosts are real. Discuss. That's the topic for today's episode. Anyway, I would like to continue the discussion of why and how ghosts are real by talking about your individual top 3 types of ghosts. It could be an individual ghost, or it could be a type or class of ghost. I want to know what 3 are your tops, and why do you like them so much?
I've got one. That's all right.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Sexy
fuck.
ghost.
Hang on.
Poltergeist.
I got in first.
Mark did.
I'm gonna pause this a second. I need to check if the thing I'm thinking of is actually a ghost. And if it is, I'm gonna give my own submission to this. Nope. Ah. No, the thing I was thinking of is not, in fact, a spooky spectre.
Did you say sex ghost or sexy?
Sexy ghost. Sexy.
Okay, well, I don't think I need a further explanation on that one. Wade, what is a poltergeist specifically?
The thing I like about poltergeists is their interaction with the environment. So, like the movie Poltergeist, right? There's like a dimension thing that opens up, and like all kinds of crazy shit happens around the house, and the house like sucked to a portal. But if you go with like the Phasmophobia Poltergeist, that fucker's just like a prankster. You're walking through a room, and all of a sudden like a book goes flying, and a bunch of books go flying, a whole bunch of shit's thrown everywhere. I don't know. That's just fun. It's fun to make messes. It's just a messy, fun ghost.
Sexy poltergeist.
There you go. Combine our 2 and make the ultimate ghost.
Is that your second type?
That's my second. Yep.
What makes these ghosts sexy for you, Mark?
Well, it's up to the viewer.
Is it effable? What, can you F it for me, though? Or is it ineffable?
No.
I mean, it's
Don't
sadly
fuck
ineffable,
ghosts.
But
Would you prefer a single sexy ghost or like one that's married but that's like committing adultery?
It's cold.
Yeah, like some swingers, some upside down pineapple.
no.
The reason ghosts are cold is because they're dead.
This is more of an
They
aesthetic
have
Yeah,
no
it's just
blood or heat
assessment. Okay.
circulation.
What makes what? You're not gonna answer that.
What?
And
I'll
also the
answer-
fact
I'll answer
that
anything. You think I won't answer anything?
What makes the poltergeist
a symbolism
sexy?
of
Is
the
it type
coldness
stuff
of
it
their
interacts with, or
corpse.
is it-
They're dead. Do you want to fuck a fucking
I'm sorry. Say
ice
that again.
cube?
I
Because if
probably
you
spoke
do,
over you.
do it.
It's just
There's a song about this.
the
I know.
physical interactions and the message.
Don't fuck a
No,
ghost
wait, what were
though.
you saying before, though?
I don't
It's
remember.
There
cold.
was a hand gesture.
Yeah,
that was
the
very
physical
like.
interactions. The physical interactions.
The poltergeist.
I don't know about that.
The poltergeist.
Yeah.
Guys,
Okay,
stop.
interesting. Wait, what's your
Jesus.
second favorite ghost type?
Oh man. Let's go with banshees because they scream. If you like a good old screamer ghost,
No.
it's hard to get away from a wailing.
No,
banshee.
because if
They
you
just
hear a
loud
banshee
noises, they
scream,
come out
it's
apart.
literally a
Seems like it
sign
might
that
be
you're
more of
going
like
to
a
die.
thing.
Or
Maybe,
someone
but,
you
like,
know is going to
right,
die.
Right.
Yeah, well, you're allowed to like what you want, and maybe
So
I
man goes kind of like,
misunderestimated
it depends on the
you.
ghost.
And number 3, what you guys got? Third one.
Me, guys, what? Oh, right. Both of us, we need to.
It was top 3. Each of you needs to give me a third one.
Orbs.
I see what you're getting at.
Big bright
Orbs.
Big bright orbs.
The bright, big glowing, just orbs.
Big bouncing orbs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do not
Yeah.
pick
Doing,
a fucking banshee.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean,
Orbs.
actually, no, you can
I'd
pick
like
a
to think that
banshee.
ball lightning
just
is a type of
don't
ghost.
Dude,
ask to be
yes,
with one.
ball lightning
Let
is a
them be with the
fascinating
ghost.
phenomenon.
No.
Get your third type of
Stop
ghost real
it.
quick. We're gonna talk about ball lightning.
Does it
I
count
will
as a ghost
inform
type?
CL that you're asking to fuck a ghost.
Is it necessarily, or is it just a misunderstood ghost type?
Demons are corporeal creatures that.
And I
spawn in
swear to
hell
God, if
and
you make
are
this a
comfortable
thing
hell
with the
generally,
dream,
right? Like, well, I don't know what
I
the
will
definition
find
is.
you and I will
Okay.
flick you on the
What
forehead.
about Mylings, which are like ghost children that are just actually fucking terrifying?
How do you spell that?
I don't even know what that is.
Myling. They're in Phasmo, but they're kind of like not represented as an actual Myling.
Means murderling, a murdered small child, and also small child that murders.
Yeah.
Either or, really. Yeah, I don't like the drawings.
No, they're terrifying. So if you ever had someone you wanted to scare off, you just send some Mylings after them.
No, that's probably a type of ghost. Probably.
Phantasmal
It would be an
incarnations is the
experience.
definition, I think.
Really.
Yeah, though that's okay. Hey, that's a scary one.
See, phantoms came to mind.
If you
but
leave
phantoms are
this
lame. You
mortal
go take a photo of
dimension,
Phantom Phasma,
you
it's
can't get
basically
back.
bored. It's like it hides from you. It's like, please let me take a photo of you.
Or
It's
if
like,
you do get back, you will
It's
not
like,
be the
okay,
same.
You didn't want to hang out. Why'd you bother coming over, dude?
Phantoms are the cats of ghosts. I'm with you.
Whereas banshees are like the dogs of ghosts.
Banshees are like the beagles of ghosts.
Banshees can kiss my ass!
Are the guardians
I don't want
of
anything to do
ghosts.
with
They keep
them.
Outside in a pen, they're children. I shouldn't say that. You.
No, you're go on.
They're children that murder, so I mean, you don't exactly have to kid glove them. I don't know. All right, but ball lightning. Do you know
Okay.
what ball lightning is? Wait, I'm assuming Mark does because he brought
Let me
it up.
look.
Ball lightning is fascinating because it's documented throughout like human recorded history. There are written documentations of people witnessing it. There are like drawings of it. There are modern videos of it. That's one thing that you don't get. There's a lot of like historical depictions where it's like, oh, it was a ghost or a demon or whatever, but you never see like, a shaky video taken on an iPhone 10 of a ghost thing, right? There's never quite that much. Ball lightning is totally on video. You can look up many videos of ball lightning just happening and being very inexplicable, and like I don't know if the physics of it are fully understood in terms of how and why that would happen in the physical world, but that's got to be some kind of ghost thing, right?
Yes, let's go ahead and say yes. That if there's different types of, if there's orb ghosts, there's got to be like really violent orb ghosts. If we go into like the D&D kind of thing, all this boils down to is elementals, right? If we are okay with the idea of like there being this ghostly energy, ectoplasmic pre gushing everywhere, then that's just the element pre. That's just the element of pre. You get fire, earth, water, pre.
they multi-class? Can they be pre and fire? Or
This
pre
whole
and-
fucking episode is
changed
just a
when the
giant
Kree
Game
Nation
Grumps
attacked.
joke.
You never been a pre-bender?
You'd think that would just be a subclass of waterbender, but no.
Very different.
It's a whole other thing.
Kind of like a semi-solid. It's so unique. Anyway, what were you talking about?
Ball lightning and how that's totally ghosts. Oh, I guess for anyone listening who doesn't know, ball lightning is when lightning happens, except literally it turns into a glowing ball and moves around as opposed to being like a strike of lightning.
Some of the ball lightning looks like fire.
Well, it interacts with stuff, right? So if it's like near things that are flammable, or if it, it'll damage things and it'll cause like heat and stuff. But it's a thing that happens and is crazy as shit to see on video. So that's ghosts. I'm glad we decided that. That's ghosts.
Yeah, that's ghost. Clearly.
Okay.
What else would it be?
Yeah, I mean, there's no explanation I could imagine, and I pretty much know stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I rest my case.
Okay, so what are our conclusions from today's episode? That's what I want to know.
Ghosts aren't real.
I don't think anyone said that.
Oh, I meant, Candygram.
Oh, I'm sorry, are you okay?
Yeah, I feel like my brain just spat that out.
I was gonna take points away from you for saying ghosts aren't real, but now I feel bad because I think we might be losing it a little bit. Mark, I think Wade's on his way out.
I agree, and it's about time to. My final statement would just be that the pre of life is far better than the post of life, and I think we can all agree on that.
I will say on the lightning issue, I was trying to look this up to remember what it was called. I actually captured an interesting form of lightning called sprite lightning on camera whenever I was in Florida. Have you ever seen sprite
What?
lightning? It's like weird red. I'll see if I can find my photo. It's gonna take me a minute though.
You have a picture of this?
Oh, you got that?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Whoa! It's like red. It's like fire in the sky almost. It's like a firework. Like whoa.
That's an offshoot of kind of the same thing that causes the aurora borealis, I believe.
It's not really focusing very well. You can kind of see in the corner there.
Oh no, yeah. That's a picture that you took.
Yeah, well, so this is still. I've got a video of it,
Oh,
and that's
sweet.
I took a screenshot of the
Whoa,
video.
That's cool.
It's like it's electrostatic discharge between the higher levels of the atmosphere and the middle levels. So it's like it doesn't ground to the earth; it grounds to the water vapor in the middle area.
Sprite lightning results when an energetic electromagnetic pulse extends up into the ionosphere.
Oh, it goes the other way?
They are now known to be associated with terrestrial gamma ray flashes. I'm not 100% sure what that is, but that's cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to find where in the video is going to play the video. I've got basically like a 3-minute.
Terrestrial is of our world.
There's some lightning and stuff that happens. It happens somewhere in that video.
Because extraterrestrial
Like a
is
few years ago.
not.
Yeah, that was one of the cooler things I've
It's
heard.
of
I know it's not necessarily good.
space origin.
Ball lightning is
So
really good.
terrestrial
Whenever
is
I captured, I was like,
of
"Oh, what the hell is this?" And we
our
looked and
Earth.
we're like, holy shit,
That's a whale ghost.
it's a banshee.
Wade has seen ghosts. I think that's one of the conclusions we can draw from this episode. Wade has officially seen ghosts, therefore
So
he
have I,
knows
buddy.
they're real. Mark and I already knew that ghosts are real, so that was a foregone conclusion. The universe is constantly preying all over us and or in us, and so maybe life is coming into existence or not, maybe, who knows? And something about waves in the ocean.
Uh-huh. I concur.
You know what? This was maybe not the spookiest Halloween episode, but I feel like we really learned some stuff about some Halloween themes.
We certainly talked about some stuff.
And smell. Learned a lot of good, valuable, accurate information about how smell works, probably.
Probably. Everyone can rely on my recitation of random science articles that I've read on the internet.
I believe it. And you know what, Mark? Despite the fact that you're the one who brought science into this and really, really confused me almost with facts and numbers and things, you performed very well. And the only way that Wade could possibly score 2 more points and come around you for the win would be that if he could convince me, with all sincerity, that he believes that ghosts exist and are real and are the pre of life. But if I sense any bit of sarcasm
The thing-
or mockery or
The
if
closest I
don't
think
believe
I have experienced when I was
really
younger, I
come
would
around
swear
on this,
something
I'm
was in the
afraid
room
we're
with
just
me,
gonna
something
lose it.
watching,
What do you got, Wade?
seeing
Anything
things
to-
in the dark.
to add? Well,
I mostly
All I can tell you
attributed
is I
it to
found a
bouts of
photo
paranoia
of my
freaking
video
myself out with
of sprite
creepypasta.
lightning, and a sprite
Fair.
is another kind of unearthly being, probably related to spirits and ghosts.
That's-
and if
that
I
is
myself
definitely
have
fair.
video proof of it, what more do you need?
you know what? I wanted to to sense
I did
your
have a
sarcasm, but that was very
creepypasta
sincere.
phase
I
myself,
appreciate your honest delivery. But
so
you
I
did
get
not,
that.
in fact, say that you believe in ghosts, that they're real, and that they exist. So would you go as far as to say that, or
I believe I have captured a sprite.
Mark wins?
Yes!
Oh,
Thank
Wade, you can't lie to win an episode of a podcast, Wade. Come on.
Since when? We do it all the time.
Yeah, but you just didn't do it. All you had to do was you had to just be like, I believe ghosts are real.
I know, but God, it's so stupid. They're fake. They're not real.
They're not, well, calm down. Okay, they're not fake. Just because you don't believe doesn't mean they're fake. Calm down.
Completely fake. I ghost hunted one time and found none ghosts.
Oh, well, if you looked once, what more can you do? Wade, give your loser speech.
Well, everyone, I tried to present the truth here, but clearly this is not a venue of truth. It's a venue of the
Don't facts and logic me, sir.
the mystical and the stupid, and therefore I'm glad I lost.
You don't seem glad. You seem kind of upset about it.
I'm a little upset.
Mark Winter's speech?
I think that we can all agree that my victory was much like the waves in the ocean. We all saw it coming. We all saw it forming. It grew grander the closer it got to the shore. Once it arrived, it was a magnificent sight. Splashing this way, that way, gushing even, as some might say. And now it must recede back into the ocean, where I owe my victory back into the grand ocean of life, and wherewith all our points truly come from. Thank you.
Somehow, both profound and completely absent of any substance whatsoever.
Okay, well, all right.
What I mean to say is congratulations, Mark. I appreciate you blindly following me down the path of correct assumptions and taking my side relentlessly against Wade. I had a good time, and I appreciate it. Make sure you check out Mark at Markiplier, Wade at Lord Minion 777 or Minion 777. My channel's called MySkerm. We don't have merch, so stop asking. Just imagine your shirt says Distractable on it, and that's the best I can do for you. And that's going to be it. Mark is going to be hosting the next episode because he truly does know the truth about ghosts, and Wade just couldn't admit it to himself. So there you have it, folks. Ghosts are real. Wade's a non-believer. Podcast out.
Okay, so that is end of episode. Fuck off, Argos. Why have I got, like... God. Jesus Christ. Okay, the next one is... Hang on. Go back to top, and then... Unplayed. The next one is No Thank You, which is a Thanksgiving one. The guys start with discussing what things make them say no thanks. Okay. Since it is 12:30, I am gonna go, I'm gonna go get lunch. However, I will start playing the next episode for you all. If ads happen to pop up, fucking not my fault.
Loving this Garmin watch, Trev.
God damn it, you
Coach for
fucking
marathons.
Argos.
Availability delivery fee may apply.
Why?
This Dyson Air Straight is magic. Wild wet hair becomes super smooth dry hair. Delivery fee may apply.
Hyundai as well, fuck off! God damn it. Just play the episode. I'll see you guys in a bit.
This episode, it's time to air some grievances as marching band Mark splurges hard over his board and passes on a cast iron story. Wheezy Wade witnesses a firework fail and describes the horrors of a prior vocation. Based Bob bemoans concert calamities and diaper surprises and gets tortured by his peers. From internet dramas to the return of interdimensional jizz. Yes, it's time for No Thank You. Now sit back and prepare to be distracted and enjoy the show.
Hi, and welcome to Distractable. My name is Markiplier, and no thank you for attending this episode.
Yeah.
No thank you to Bob and Wade for joining me on this episode.
Fuck you too, man. I didn't even want to be here today.
Wait, I thought we were just I'm on board to target the listeners. Don't bring that at me. I'm on your side, man.
No, I don't want you on my side. No thank you for even trying.
Well, no, thank you. I am on your side.
Oh, no way. No thank you. I don't need your help.
I might need some help. I'm sick as can be.
Wait, I don't even need you. You're sick. No thank you. You go home.
Wait, I am home.
Yeah, how much more home can you go?
Anyway, I'm kind of tipping my hand at what this episode's going to be about, but
It's not clear. Don't worry.
not clear? Okay, good. Well, Halloween's over and all that stuff, so we're moving past all the spookiness, and now we're into the gritty realm of reality. How is life treating you guys terribly today?
Do I really have to go on without how it treated me terrible today? I'm breathing through my asshole and sneezing through my ears, man. It sucks.
Maybe if you did those things properly, it wouldn't be so bad.
Oh, why didn't I think of that? Damn.
You can breathe through your ears and sneeze through your asshole. That's a possibility.
Only if I can look you right in the eyes with my asshole while I sneeze.
Look at my ass while I sneeze at you.
Did you guys see the clip that apparently I invented Look at My Ass way long ago?
Really?
Yeah, apparently I said that in some, was it Devour or so, it was some horror game like that, where I randomly just said, look at my ass, like, and it was in the exact same inflection, so I take all credit for that.
Our podcast is so bad, we're not even just stealing stuff from movies, we're stealing stuff from ourselves now.
I mean, it's the perfect crime.
I guess that's true. You could sue us.
I could sue myself.
And I could sue me?
That is definitely an option. Well, it's mildly topical with the subject of stealing content. I don't know if you guys want to delve into that, but did you see all the things going on with like SS, Sniper Wolf, and Jack's Films?
I can't avoid it. It is all over everything I try to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been consciously trying not to swallow all the drama around it, but it's everywhere, man. Also, is that how you say that person's name? I thought it was just Sniper Wolf.
I honestly have no idea.
Somehow I feel like Sniper Wolf is a lot better than saying it the other way, because the other way is reminiscent of things I don't think we've...
Oh, right, yeah, that would be very Hitler-esque. That's not what I'm trying to do there intentionally.
I just before, like 2 weeks ago, for the first time had seen Jack's Films talking about how React channels, and specifically Sniper Wolf, like watch stuff and sometimes don't even say anything, or sometimes steal the joke and edit the joke out of the clip or whatever.
Yeah.
And I had like watched an episode where he played bingo or whatever with viewers, and I was like, huh, he makes some good points. And then all this stuff happened out of nowhere, and it's like, Jesus Christ.
For anyone who doesn't know context, because context, probably has been shoved around down everyone's throat. It's Jack's Films has been doing this thing, kind of calling out both reaction streamers and YouTubers and people like Sniper Wolf who don't give credit to the videos that they're basically making their entire living off of. And oftentimes, kind of the reaction video will get more attention than the video itself, and nothing gets there is no trickle down to the creator of the content itself. And so in fair play, quote unquote, I think Sniper Wolf did a live stream outside of Jack's Films' house.
From what I gathered, she wasn't originally there. She was doing a live stream, and during the live stream, she's like, I think I'm close to his house. Should we just go over there? And then, her audience was like, no, you shouldn't do that. And then she went home. Or wait, no, the opposite thing happened, where she's like, yeah, I should go there. Live reporting from 887 Jack's Films Lane.
I thought you were really going to say the address right then and there.
I don't know it. I didn't look it up, man.
God, I hope he doesn't live on Jack's Films Lane. One, very egotistical. Two, kind of a giveaway. This online drama thing, Jack's Films has been very relentlessly mocking Sniper Wolf in his content for a while. It's not undeserved, but I'm sure it stings, because when you do something kind of dumb and you get mocked for it, probably, you get called out. Doesn't feel great. But this taking online drama stuff into the real world, where it's like, oh, you show up at this person's house, that's some weird, beyond the pale for me levels of yeah, online drama's one thing. Sniper Wolf could lead into this and get views and generate rage and say whatever, stuff online to like fight back. I don't think she has a leg to stand on in terms of the content stealing allegations and whatever, but like that's part of like, people love that. People eat that up. But the real life thing, like that's where Jackson films, like he and his family live, and it's like that's pretty messed up.
Doing it even off camera is messed up. Doing it on camera is a whole nother level of like, okay. And then I don't know if you saw, I think this could be mistaken information, but I think Sniper Wolf's sister responded to Jack's films being like, you shouldn't come to my house, blah, 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 blah. And she was like, what, don't you know how to fight? And it's like, what was supposed to happen there? Why is that your response?
Yeah, I don't know if that's it's something like that is basically what her sister said. It was, but then after the fact, like they were both like, oh, we just wanted to talk. People are rightfully angry because doxing a creator is a pretty messed up thing to do. But that's like the tone from Sniper Wolf has been like, oh, this is just more drama. Don't be ridiculous. But like that enters a whole other realm.
Isn't it illegal and against YouTube's terms? Like it's all of those things. It's a bad thing to do.
It is both of those things, yeah. I also, this total side note, I hope during that time where we're having this serious discussion, Will or Sam isn't zooming in on my mouth as I'm chewing this taco. I'm really amplifying my sounds. Please replace, like, cover my mouth with Wade's face, just in this corner here.
Oh yeah, give him these nice, like, I'm really sick rashes to put right in his mouth.
And then cover my chewing noises with, like, beautiful classical music.
Or put just like a really wet reverb and echo on Mark's chewing, so it sounds like he's smacking his lips down the juiciest hallway.
Gong, 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 gong.
Again, total side tangent, but did you hear that Amy showed me it was a TikTok of like the wettest song anyone would make. It was like frog type beeps. It was just like,
oh no, yeah, that dude is sick. That I forget, it's the instrument that guy plays is called like the Ewi, like EWI, and that's something. His TikTok handle is something like that, like Ewi man or Ewi play. That the frog beats or whatever, the wettest music. It's so good. It's so funky.
It's so weirdly catchy. Whereas like this is probably terrible to some people and many people, but
I gotta look up this Ewi frog real quick. I don't know what the hell y'all are talking about.
what is it, like the comments were the funniest part. It was like, what are these tummy tunes here?
Is it Eddie Ewi frog beat?
Yes, Eddie Ewi. This is the man. He's been doing that. I first saw.
That makes me feel like I need to change my underwear.
No, it's so good.
So in the advent of actually, crediting people that we're stealing content from, oh my god, this instrument looks amazing.
It's awesome. It's like a big, like flat, like fluty kind of thing, but it's like a big thing, and it's got finger pads on it. You can do all kinds of. He runs it through like effects pedals, and he runs it through like a digital sound thing. But also, you play it by blowing into it. I think so. It has like an aspect of like real wind instrument performance to it. It's so cool.
I think my brother had one of these on his car that he had to blow into to start his car when he got a DUI. It also kind of looks like a caterpillar and a flute.
I think those are different things.
EDDIE.EWI. Eddie Ewi. The EWI stands for Electronic Wind Instrument.
It's very cool. That man has been making good music for a while, and that instrument is very cool. Highly recommend it.
Anyway, I'm done eating now, so.
You're gonna stop stalling. We're gonna do a real episode now.
Yeah, we're gonna do a real episode.
Eddie, if you don't like us calling you out, you can show up at 777 Markiplier Meiskirm Lane.
No, not our joint mansions.
That's the plot of land where we all share our joint but separate mansions.
Was that Distractable HQ, the house we looked on Zillow the other year?
Peen house, peen house, peen house.
If you're the only house on a road, can you rename the road?
Yeah, partly.
Not like officially, unless you go through quite the process, but you can just put a road sign up that says whatever road name you want, pretty much.
Will, help us change the name of our road. All right, we got it, guys.
If you petition the city, you could probably do it, but I don't know.
I think you have to have like most when a road's name is changed, it's changed to like Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. I don't know if changing it to aggrandize ourselves would be a
We just gotta ask Jack's Films, because
It's true. 887 Jack's Films Lane.
Man, you got that memorized. Anyway, no thank you. It's after Halloween, and that means we're approaching Thanksgiving. But to start it off, I want to air some grievances and some gripes. There's many things in life where you're just like, no thank you. Whether it's changing babies' diapers, them sneezing in your mouth, getting doxxed, no thank you. expertise in the storage realm.
Yeah, you're a pro, dude.
I don't recall you mentioning hard drives, Mark. Is that a topic we've been talking about?
It's a hobby of mine. It's a
okay.
hobby. It's something I splurge egregious amounts of money on, apparently, and have no...
Remember his Thunderwave or Bolt, whatever the fuck it was called?
You know the names!
I got
You know them!
Is USB Wii Thunderstruck?
It takes more brain power to come up with an alternative.
The Thunderstruck is such a better name than Thunderbolt or Thunderwave. Oh, the Thunderstruck.
Thunderwave will be the wireless version of it.
That's Apple's version of Bluetooth 4.0. Apple Thunderwave.
Thunderwave Pro Ultra. So basically I have this computer from Stagger Dynamics. It's been very good to me, and I have nothing wrong with PC, and it's been a workhorse. It's got two 4090s, and it is very strong, very capable. But what it did have is I bought a lot of the money went into storage for it, because this was before I really understood storage and knew what it was. And it's not like they overcharge for it. It's just like the market price for 8 terabyte NVMe's is still pretty high, even though you can get a 4 terabyte for like $150. That performs very well. An 8 terabyte one, which is double the size, is still like $1,000, even now. So I have 4 8 terabytes because I was like, I want a lot of the fastest storage possible, because when you're editing video, especially high resolution raw video, you want fast. But this is brute force solution that I didn't know the nuances of, and like max speeds and whatever. But it was a PCI card with 4. One of them failed because it was in a RAID 0 array, and when I got this computer and I made that, I didn't fully understand the ramifications of it, and I forgot to back up that drive. In all of my escapades of doing my storage nonsense and my redundancies for all the file management, I neglected to back up that drive. Just this morning, right before the airing of this episode, or the recording of it, that drive failed. It wasn't my boot drive, but if one of the 4 drives fail in that array, the whole thing fails, because it's RAID 0. It's striped across, data is split up 4 ways. If one fails, they're all gone. So I've now lost everything on that drive. No, thank you! I can't believe that all of this shit that I've learned has let me have an experience like this. I was guaranteed by throwing money at the problem, I would never have to experience this ever again.
You should have thrown money at having someone put it together for you, apparently.
I did.
Oh, should throw more money.
I threw a lot of money.
Did you throw coins or bills or?
I gave him pennies. I had a dump truck throw it. I catapulted.
They're trying to work on the computer. He's just hitting him in the head with like rolled coin packs. Oh God! Yes, Mr. Markiplier, I'm trying.
Have you guys seen the SNL sketch, the Ebenezer Scrooge Christmas Carol thing? It's after the ghost visit him, and it's the morning, and he's like, he's a good guy, and he calls down, and he's like, boy, go to the shop and get the biggest turkey. Here, buy it with this. And he like tosses a coin, and it impales into the kid's eye, and he's like, ah! And the whole town is like, oh my God, he's trying to kill that kid with money. And he keeps like violently impaling people with all the money he's trying to share.
I haven't seen that one yet.
It's a good sketch, and that's what Mark did.
That is exactly what I did, except to professional computer makers.
Well, next time, instead of RAID 0, you'll go from 0 to RAID Hero. Just like that.
Thanks, buddy. Your support somehow always feels mean.
I can't believe you said thank you to me.
No, I was sarcastic. It was sarcasm.
Oh.
It's an implied no.
Silent no.
The royal no, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so what I want today is very simple. Things that just, no thank you. If you could say no thank you to it, you do it. If you don't like it, say no thank you to it. We're not thanking. We're saying things we're not thankful for. No Thanksgiving yet. It's not time. No thank you.
I have a good one. So I went to college, and I originally went to college for music. I was going to play tuba, and I was going to get a degree in music education and become like a band director or something. When I went to college, I bought my own instrument. A lot of instruments, you buy one or rent one when you play in like middle school and high school. But tuba, you usually borrow from the school. So I had never owned my own tuba. I always borrowed one. But when I went to college, you generally buy like a nicer quality one so you can play better. You get like a pro or an almost pro level instrument. So I bought this new tuba like the summer before college, and I had been playing with it and getting used to it, learning how it worked and stuff. And I got to school. It wasn't like immediately, but I believe it was the first concert. So maybe a month or two after like school began, we had our first concert we were performing. And the way the band was set up on the stage was the further back you were, like the back couple rows were up on like risers, so that you were visible and your sound could project forward over the rest of the band instead of being swallowed up by it. Well, these risers, it's just like a steps, and you put chairs on them basically. But you're supposed to have bars on the back so that the chair can't slide off the back of the riser. Whoever assembled these risers didn't do that for the one that I happen to be on, and I happen to be on the furthest back, highest up one, because I sat at the very back row of the ensemble. And the first time I sat on a stage to perform any music in my collegiate career, I like set my tuba down, sat in my chair, and was like, you know, you sort of like settle in, right? You scooch around a little. I scooched one too many times, and the back leg of the chair scooched right off the riser. And I just go like ass over head backwards off the riser. I'm not holding my instrument, but the way that I fell, my legs literally like, woo! And my left leg kicked my brand new tuba, and my tuba went tumbling off the riser. So this is like 2 days before a concert. My tuba just absolutely like unplayable. Lots of dents, which are more cosmetic than anything, but the valves, which are the buttons that you push, it landed on those and absolutely fucked 2 of the valve stems so that you couldn't like push it in anymore. The only function of a tuba, the rest of it doesn't really move that much. I had to like frantically find a repair shop, drive over there, which I'm a freshman in college, so I didn't have a car, and I had this giant instrument. So I did a ride with someone. I got it fixed, and the school ended up paying for it because they incorrectly assembled the risers. But like, I remember that moment, because I remember falling and being like, whoa, shit! And then standing up and seeing my expensive, brand new instrument laying over on the floor, like 10 feet away from where it had been sitting previously, and just being like, oh, no thanks. No, that didn't happen. No, thank you. I'm fine. I'll just go. Like, and I didn't get really hurt, which is kind of a miracle. Like, I got the wind knocked out of me, but I stood up and I was totally fine. But that tuba was never quite the same after that. Not only did that not feel good and cost money and like ruin my nice new shiny instrument, I'm pretty sure that stuck with me my whole time at CCM, that I was the guy who fell off the riser and flipped over and kicked his own instrument, and like, it was very loud and dramatic and embarrassing. And
Did it play as it fell?
no, but as it laid on the floor dying, it just went womp womp.
I imagine that this is actually a situation where you probably could have sued the school. How high up off the ground were you?
I wasn't extraordinarily high. The riser was probably maybe 3 to 5 feet up, and then I was sitting on a chair on that. So my ass was sitting on a chair maybe 5 to 7, 5 or 8 feet up off the ground, and I like fell flat on my back. It was not great. It's kind of a miracle I didn't like break a rib or anything, but
If you'd landed on your neck backwards, that would have been potentially deadly.
yeah, no, probably not great to have if I landed like on my head or neck for sure. Yeah.
How far did you say the fall was?
I was like sitting, my butt was sitting on a seat that was probably like something like 5 or 7 feet high. Pretty high, but not like insanely high. But
I'm going to ChatGPT. I'm going to ask how much money you can get and what the statute of limitations are on this. All right, like, how much money can you get if you fell backwards 5 feet because of negligence due to a school's improper assembly of a stage riser?
But you didn't have any like actual injuries from it?
no, yeah, if I had been injured, it might have been very different. I was like I was literally 17 years old, I think, at that point, because my birthday hadn't even happened yet.
Oh my god, the school tried to kill a minor?
No, thank you.
Yeah, no, that's not very smart at all. Stupid school.
Because we assumed it was negligence. What if it was intentional?
Well, so I guess I didn't give this context. That instrument, that tuba that I kicked over so dramatically and that bounced on the hard floor a bunch, it cost $10,000. This is not like a $1,000 instrument or a couple thousand.
I'm sorry, a cheap version is 1,000?
Yes, you can get like a student instrument for like, I don't even know, maybe $500, $1,000 if you buy it. You can rent them for like way less than that. You can rent them for relatively.
Damn, I thought my first car was like 10 grand. I thought that was way too expensive.
This tuba had like custom valve venting, which meant there was like some custom holes ported into the valve so that they worked a little bit better. It had some custom attachments so that some of the parts you had to manipulate while you were playing were more reachable. It was a professional level, like, and you can spend 20 grand, 40 grand on a professional instrument, depending on what instrument you play. The best violins in the world cost, like Bach Stradivarius violins are priceless, irreplaceable, never to be replicated pieces of master work that cost in the millions, right? So there's a whole range of how much professional instruments can cost. But this was the most, at that point in my life, that was the most expensive thing I'd ever laid my hands on. And I owned it for like a couple months before I just absolutely fucking decimated it all over the stage. So that was the only thing I cared about. Was I just remember staring and looking and being like, no, that's not bent.
I saw that expression because when I was in marching band, I think I was like in sophomore year or something, we were banding around the field, and then it's one of those moves where you're crossing in between each other and you got to be precise, so else you'll hit. Well, I wasn't precise, so I hit our section leader at the time. I believe his name was Stu, and he tripped and fell, and he had just got a brand new silver trumpet. It was beautiful.
And he was marching it? What a madman.
I know, in practice. It was his fault, right?
And it impaled him through the back of the head, and he died on him. He fell.
He's dead now. Yes. No.
Holy
what
shit.
happened was he fell down, and I fell down, and it hurt, and I got up, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I remember he got up. He's not looking at me. It was so comical because I see his face. He's like this, and then he holds up a hand with the trumpet, and the bell is just like, trumpet goes this way, bell straight up, 90-degree angle. It's hilarious. Not a touch on the rest of it, just the whole bell just.
No, that's cool, man. That's like that's how Dizzy Gillespie's trumpet was. That's cool.
Pretty much.
That's cool.
Yeah. But I remembered he tried to play out of after. He was really nice about it. He was after the initial shock. He was like, "Oh," and within a couple days, it was fixed totally back to normal. But I already played out of it.
You're saying that a couple of days he talked to you again.
Hey, we were exactly friends. So I'm sure he wasn't too happy about it, but and I didn't pay for it because I don't have any money. But I already played it afterwards, and it was just like this squonking like a goose. Just it had this really funny flange to the sound.
Oh god.
But all the valves work. I think it would just like get the metal back into shape, and it was okay. And because it was silver, I think when they reshaped the metal, all they had to do is just polish it a lot, and I think the dents came out.
What you can do with brass instruments in terms of like bringing the metal back into shape and then refinishing stuff, it's basically magic. Like it's there are there's actually a thing I watched on TikTok. There are channels that are just like instrument repair guys who just take like a trumpet that looks like it got run over by a truck, and it's like there's no reason necessarily to try to salvage it, but they're like, I got this at a yard sale for $3. I'm gonna see if I can fix it. And they just go through a whole process of like, and when they're done, it looks like a brand new trumpet. Like they strip the lacquer off, they get all the metal like hammered and rolled and perfect, and then they refinish it, and it's like, it's kind of crazy that you could do that.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. It's just old like techniques, just really refined. Really cool stuff.
I don't have a band.
Anyway, points.
Oh, okay.
Hey, let him give me points.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Points.
No, thank you, sir.
Good. Yeah, there you go. That's the right answer. I was waiting for that. You get bonus points for that.
No, thank you.
Ooh, more, eh?
No, thank you.
All right, that's enough.
Oh, I thought that was the whole episode. I thought you guys were just gonna go back and forth.
No, thank you.
There we go. All right, Wade. What's your thing?
All right. So the first one, I don't know if I've talked about this or not, but my grandparents had a cabin down on Lake Cumberland, and we went down there for the 4th of July one year. We walked down like the ramp where people would put their boats in and out, and you could kind of like sit on the lake or the river or whatever there for a little bit and like watch fireworks go off. There were a couple boats that were like anchored on the lake that were lighting off fireworks from their boat, and we were like, well, that's brave, but okay, at least they're cool to look at. Something went wrong where you don't see the firework, but you hear the boom, and we realized that someone had a firework go off on their boat.
Oh.
And it turns out it wasn't just on their boat. They were holding it in their hand, and their hand like exploded with the firework, and they were like in agonizing pain, and we had to help get their boat to the ramp. So ambulance, fire trucks, everyone came in. They had to like get this person's hand wrapped, load him up in the ambulance, get him out of there.
Was this like fingers in a cooler full of ice situation, or?
I didn't get up. I was a kid, so like my grandpa wouldn't let me get very close to anything, so I was kept back. I didn't get to see anything close up, thankfully.
That sounds rough.
But you could hear them in agony, and it was obviously people were like And I got back home, and my friends were like, "Hey, dude, you want to go like have a bonfire, or whatever?" Because we had this neighborhood bonfire, and I was like, "Okay, whatever." Because we go down there, and they decided they wanted to launch fireworks at each other and try to dodge them for fun. And all I could think to myself after that experience was, "No, thank you. I'm good. I just witnessed something completely horrifying and traumatizing, and the last thing I want to do is intentionally try to blow myself up."
I thought you were gonna say the no thank you part to when they asked for help, and I looked at their hand and was like, oh, no thank you.
I was like 9 years old, man. They weren't letting me anywhere near any of that.
I don't have a personal story to relate to this, but my dad told me this story once upon a time. I don't know why he told me this story, but it was I think in the aspect of firework safety. So he was telling me like never hold a firework in your hand, and he told me because he was in the army. He remembered seeing during the training days they would throw training grenades, and these aren't fully like regular grenades. They don't explode and shrapnel doesn't fly out, but they still explode.
They still pop, right?
They still pop. And he told me that these grenades have about the same power as like a big firework, and this one soldier didn't throw it in time, and he kept it in his hand. And he told me, and it sticks with me, he told me that the grenade turned that man's hand into spaghetti.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were gonna say at all.
That's not
I
what
don't
I
like
was
that.
expecting either. He said it turned his hand into spaghetti, ground beef, tomato sauce, and strand spaghetti. And ever since I heard that, I know, and it stuck with me my entire life, you do not hold fireworks in your hand.
Dude, I won't even light them. I don't mess with any of them. Sparklers, nothing. I don't want to touch or be near any
Sparklers?
I don't want to be near any fireworks, man.
You know, those don't explode, right?
I just have no interest in being near anything.
Look, fireworks are fun, but they are terrifying. I enjoy, like bottle rockets and firecrackers, but, like, I don't know. People are very cavalier with them. When I do it, I, like, set them up, and I, like, light the fuse and run away like I'm gonna die if I don't get outside the 20-meter range. Like, people are kind of crazy with, like, holding it in their hands and all kinds of weird decisions.
Yeah, my friend group launched Saturn missiles, bottle rockets, all kinds of shit at each other, and they were like, haha, dodge. And it's like,
Yeah, I remember, I think I've talked about this before, but my stepdad took us out to Indiana a few times into the woods, and they would launch fireworks there. And then at one point they had a thing of bottle rockets, an industrial pack of it. It's thousands of bottle rockets, and someone throws that into the fire.
Oh.
It's like that last scene in that last episode of Breaking Bad where, and people are diving behind things. It's like that, because there's a ring of chairs, and it's literally like you see it going, and you hear, and like, because they're busting out of the plastic packaging, and you like dive behind a chair, and you just see like thousands. It goes on for like a minute. It's crazy, and no one got hurt, but someone could have easily lost all eyes. Every eye.
I worked in emergencies at an eye place, and let me tell you, around 4th of July, things got really, really awful.
Oh, dude.
And even non-emergency stuff with eyes, dude, casual things you wouldn't even think about. Like, people got, like, wood splinters in their eyes from, like, doing stuff with, like, cutting down trees and things. Like, just the amount of weird things that can just completely fuck you with your eyes. Yeah, again, I don't mess with stuff.
This is not one that happened to me, but that brings up another no thank you for me. That Mandy's mom, my mother-in-law, I don't know what it is, and I wouldn't get into the details anyway, because it's her own medical stuff, but she has something in order to make her vision as good as it can be. She needs regular injections into her eyeball.
Oh, yeah, that's not that too uncommon.
And I don't know what eyes are made of, but that doesn't really jive. Like, I imagine you stick a needle in an eyeball and it's just like a balloon full of jello or something. Like, she's done this for a long time now, and like, it works. It clears her vision up and helps, I think, and she keeps doing it, has kept doing it. The first time I heard that, I'd never heard that you could get injections in your eye, and I was just like, no.
It is brutal to watch.
No, thank you. I'll just go blind. I don't need to see. Like,
retinal doctors, man, they walk into a room. Patients will come in for those injections, and a retinal doctor walks in, grabs, like, the needle, goes, have a good day, and leaves. Goes to the next room. Like, there were retinal doctors that just, like, wouldn't even talk to the patients. It was, like, the worst department of eyes I worked in, because it was literally just, like, do all the workups for a patient as, like, the tech, and then the doctor would come in, stab, and leave, and then the person would be like, am I good now? And, like, you're like, yeah, you're great, go, you have a good day, but, like, I don't know, it was hard for me to stomach watching that stuff.
Yeah, I I'm sure I would feel differently if it really was me. I'm sure I would rather take my sight over just avoiding something that's unpleasant. But that's a big no thank you on that for me.
I can't believe neither of you guys know about this scene from Dead Space. Do you not know about this?
No, but this looks like LASIK surgery right
So
now.
basically, it's the Dead Space 2 eye scene.
Is it about to get like gross or something? Or holy Jesus!
That is not like LASIK surgery.
I think he got it. I think he got it. Whatever you're trying to get out of there, I think he reached it.
Yeah. I feel like this is a big no thank you moment.
Yeah, there was no hint that there was a needle there until the end.
Oh, you don't see this needle right here? You don't see this?
Yeah, no, it's not a needle. It's the thing shooting the laser, but then it just yeet.
I see the needle now, but like I do not see the needle initially whenever I see this.
You want to see it actually work?
Not really. I don't really want to see it work correctly anymore. Than
I've gotten to watch eye surgeries.
There we go.
I don't like that much better.
That needle is way too long to do whatever they're talking about.
No thanks. None of that. I'm good. Thank you.
No, thank you.
No.
Really? Well, never. All right. Okay.
I got to watch cataract surgeries, and that's where they pull out like the lens in your eye, and they like it's all like completely like white and opaque or whatever, and then they have to replace it with a clear lens. Like that's not too bad. But there was something about the needle, the force with which the doctors would do the retinal injections, just like waboom.
Thanks for describing it in more detail. I love this.
You're welcome. It's awful.
I'm not that like I'm the kind of person where like I could touch my eye. I've worn contacts. I don't know why, but like eye surgery and anything cutting or stabbing into an eye is just like nah.
Have I not shown you the video of my eye surgery?
I'm good.
I wonder if I'm remembering it wrong too. Maybe they aren't as forceful as I think, because like the patients never have any problem. They're always just like, "Am I good to go?" And it's like that must look a lot worse than it actually feels.
I didn't know you had a video of your eye surgery, Mark. But
Oh yeah, neither. It was just LASIK, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the kind of LASIK smile is what it was. It's where they just do I don't have it on my computer right now. It's on my phone
no,
right now.
darn it, gosh.
I'll play later. Well, yeah, all right, I'll find it. I'll do the phone show.
Wait,
but, you know,
we're busy. I'm gotta go then.
it's not that bad. It's just
Bob's saying no, thank you.
yeah, no thank you. Well, too bad. The thing about no thank yous is sometimes you don't get a choice. Sometimes things are forced upon you. Just like this eye surgery. Where is it?
LASIK looks very simple.
There it is. You guys want to see it?
I don't mind. I mean, I sat in on eye surgeries.
I feel like I was pretty clear about where I stand, but okay.
All right. There's my eye, right?
How's it staying so still?
I think my head is locked in place. It's numbed, and I'm very still. So the laser is already cut under my eye, and then this is him going in through a tiny flap in the bottom. And what he's doing is like perforated paper. He's detaching it.
Oh, good. Just a little scrapey.
Yeah, just a little detach-a-rooney. And then eventually it'll, well, I mean, this goes on for like a minute, but it's pretty quick. Like all things considered for like laser eye surgery, it's just you go in, he detaches it carefully, and then pulls out the piece that was cut away, and then yoinks it all out. Here, I'll get to the yoinking.
Oh, yay. I was afraid there wouldn't be any yoinking.
Oh, actually, here's a video of the laser actually cutting the pattern into my eye. You're gonna catch just so that's my eye, and the gray is like the laser like going over it and cutting beneath the surface. It's very cool. So it goes. And as I'm looking at this, because obviously it's my eye and I see it, everything's just going gray. So I'm just going blind.
Oh, neat.
It was very scary, and also it was like, don't look away from the green light. And I thought it'd be a much bigger challenge, but they didn't tell me they vacuum seal your eye to it anyway, so you couldn't move if you wanted to, which I did.
Bob is dying over there.
I love it. This is exactly what I was hoping we'd talk about.
Here we go. Here's it yoinking out of my eye. You can say no thank you. Here we
I
go.
said
Here, there, and...
Oh, no. What's that?
I'm back.
Yoink. So they pulled that out, and then he spreads it out to make sure he got, like, the full
He's spreading
thing.
it out on your eye. Your eye is not a table.
It's so he can look directly comparing to the outer edges of it, so he
Oh.
can see the full thing. It
That's
makes...
so squishy.
Yeah, it is.
Where's all your eye goop? You don't have enough eye goop. You need more goop in there. It's not pressurized.
You would hate to see a low pressure eyeball.
Just a deflating eyeball.
Oh, he's just rubbing it. Aha!
He's cleaning. He's
Oh,
like putting,
good.
He's putting an antibacterial ointment on the top of it.
When does he get the wire brush to clean
I am
it so
back.
it's real clean?
I don't even know how to start on the most recent follow. Circums. What is with you guys and having a word and then some random letters at the end? Because that's 3 people in a row. Not that I'm complaining, it's just, it's a very odd pattern that I'm seeing all of a sudden. Anyway. God. Did it really take me 35 minutes? Then again, I did boil pasta. And boiling pasta is not exactly a short amount of time.
God, like I said, I can totally touch my own eyes and stuff. I don't know why this is such a thing for me, but God, I hate that. Ugh, I'm sure anyone who's watching on Spotify, I'm sure there are plenty of other people who are in my camp, right?
There's a lot of people that hated that.
Yeah, probably. Well, the theme of the episode is no thank you, so the more people that said no thank you, actually, it's kind of a thing. The sooner people exit this episode, the more points they earn, actually. Or maybe it's the more points they earn, the longer they stay. Either way, you get points,
Bob,
everybody.
you can't leave. You're hosting.
I'm not hosting.
No, I mean like the recording part you're hosting.
Oh, well, I wasn't gonna leave the recording. I was just gonna. There's a door over there.
No, you can't leave. If you leave, you win. No, you guys stay.
Is that how it works?
That's what you just said, I thought.
No, and then I said the opposite to confuse everybody even further.
Yeah, he just made it everything be true.
That's the easiest way to make sure that everything is fair and perfectly on the up and up.
Loving this Garmin watch, Trev.
Fucking Argos!
Marathon training. It's telling us to pick up the pace.
Increase speed.
I can't, Connie.
In no time. There's more to Argos. Subject to
Have a nice
availability
rest of the
delivery
stream.
fee may apply.
Yeah.
Trev,
I'll
this
try.
Snare Strait is magic.
Hope you sleep
Wild,
well.
wet hair becomes
I know it's late
super
over there.
dry.
Wow. Can it do any other tricks?
It can also
Fucking Argos!
Ta-da! To Argos. Subject to availability, delivery fee may apply.
Bye.
Well, I guess to change
See
the
you
subject
later.
to help Bob out a little bit, we'll get away from eyeballs. Here's a weird one that I say no thank you to. I think having
Yeah, sure.
nobody like that you can hang out with or talk to sucks. But I equally think that whenever you have like 100 people messaging you about stuff all the time, it's equally a problem. But there's always those people where they're like, hey man, blah 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 blah, and it's like, dude, I've got too much going on. Oh, must be nice to have people that want to hang out with you. And it's like, I am not about to feel guilty for being overwhelmed. No, thank you. It's always like, oh, I'm just very busy. Oh, must be nice. And it's like, I will fucking strangle you.
Oh,
No, thank
God.
you. I don't think it is.
Who is
My
who is
laptop
texting
is
you
on
that?
like
Who
10% because it wasn't
guilt trip?
charging this whole
There's a lot
time.
of people, man, they know who they are.
So
They
it's gonna
watch,
be like
maybe.
extra laggy.
But I don't know. There is just something about like being overwhelmed and people that are underwhelmed.
You know
are
what?
like, Must be a bad
It's got 10 minutes left on this
Yes, it
Distractable
is. It's equally
episode.
as bad.
When
It's
this
not like
ends,
it's just
I'm
as
gonna
bad
end
as
the stream
dehydrating. They're both dead.
just for my
That's an
laptop's
interesting and
sanity.
moral debate, and I like it, but I don't know if that's true. I don't know if those are equally horrible.
Because,
I
oh
swear to fuck.
my
I
god.
feel like dehydration is a slower death, so probably worse.
Drowning is supposed to be one of the more terrifying things that can happen to you, though, as far as it's been explained to me.
It's still a few minutes, like comparatively to the 3 days it takes for you to die of no water. 3 to 4.
No, thank you.
Yeah, both are no thank you. So, what was your point? I don't remember.
I just got a message from my buddy Bob who said it must be nice to have so many people who want to hang out. No, thank you.
I misunderstood. I got the wrong signals on that one. That's my bad.
That's right. Back to the eyeballs, Mark. More eyeballs.
All right, more eyeballs. That was only my left eye. Let's look at my right eye. My right eye is where it pops.
No thanks. I'm good. No thank you. That's fine.
All right, okay. All right, Bob.
Yeah, I had one prepared. I'm glad you called on me. This is one that I'm really disappointed in. Am I allowed to have? Is that a thing?
As long as it's not me.
It's I'm really disappointed in you, Wade. That's all I wanted to say. No, so the baby, right? I think you threw this out as a joke. The babies make a lot of like mess, everything. They make a lot of juices. I don't mind that he like drools on me. He's sick right now, so he's been like sneezing in our faces and stuff. I don't mind. It's not like a thing I enjoy, but he does that, and I'm kind of like, ah, buddy, you know, ah. But his poops, man. And we have have a dog. We've had a dog for a long time. I have no problem cleaning up after the dog if she poops, if she's got like, sometimes she'll have diarrhea or maybe she throws up. None of that has ever gotten to me. I'm always the one who's like, I'll do it. That's poor dog, you know. But this baby's poops are just the wrong kind of stinky. And it's not all of them. Some of them, some of them you're like, oh, somebody's stinky, and you change the diaper, and it's like, ooh, that was a good one. Some of them, you open the diaper, and immediately my entire body is like, no, no. Why does it smell like that? What did you eat? And like, he's just a baby. I know what he ate. It's the same thing he ate before. Like, it's nothing. It's not sneaking off and eating White Castle or something. But sometimes his poop smells like my death. It just like and it's hard to tell from the outside. They all kind of just smell, like you smell the diaper outside of his pants or whatever, and you're like, whoop, stinky. But when you open it, and sometimes it's just like such a strong, visceral, like.
You need to leave this episode right now and go trademark the phrase "the wrong kind of stinky" and write a book.
I don't know what happens, man. He doesn't eat anything that weird. We know what he eats. It's just crazy. Just sometimes, man. It's not even whether it's messy either, because babies will blow out diapers, right? Just a thing that happens, and that's messy. It squirts down up their back or down their leg, and that's gross. But those are not even necessarily the ones that stink. Sometimes it's totally normal poop. It just has a terrifying odor that just is not that I can't put up. I can't stand.
I'm not an expert, but my younger brother, when I was a kid, I remember his diaper being changed. And I walked into the bathroom not knowing my family was in there changing his diaper. And I honestly, 100% think this is part of the reason why I'm not like gung-ho about being a parent, is I remember walking in and the smell of that particular diaper that day, I wasn't expecting them to be in there, but it hit me in a way that I felt like I was going to die from the stink.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're saying.
That has stuck with me. Like, whenever I think of baby diapers, I think of that specific one. And whenever people are like, wait, don't you want to try changing a baby's diaper? I'm always like, no. And it is specifically that one time that I got that scent that has prevented me from ever having any interest in that stage of life.
You got
It's like,
traumatized by the
maybe
stink.
adoption's the one. Maybe go for like 3 or 4 years old after the diaper phase. Because God, I never want to experience that smell again. And I was like 4 years old, and I still have such a strong reaction to remembering that smell. It's got to be a similar one to what you're referencing.
Yeah, I don't know what the smell is, but that's definitely a thing. I will say there's a lot of other stuff about babies, Wade, than just the poop. It's not that. They don't even poop every day. He went through a phase where he only pooped like once a week. There's lots of other fun stuff. It's pretty fun. Just try it.
We have a friend whose baby was born 4 months, not free. Their baby was not born for free. They had to pay for it. 4 months premature, was 1 pound at birth. And,
That's so
yeah.
tiny.
As far as I know, I've not gotten an update, but whenever we were out of town for a wedding, we went to see the baby, and we were told the next day she'd be able to finally go home after like 4 or 5 months of being in the hospital. But the nurses came in and were going over the schedule, and they were like, all right, well, we're expecting you should have marked down every time that you have to change a diaper. There should be about 6 pees and 4 poops a day or something. It was like, that's 10 diapers per a day?
Anywhere between 6 to a dozen diapers a day. That's pretty normal.
That, I was like, man, changing 2 diapers a day, that's gotta be awful. And they were like, yeah, 6 to 10, 12 diapers. Any less, and let us know, because we definitely want them to be going. And it's like, any less?
Yeah, no, that's a big thing. We went through that phase. James was not premature, but when they're newborns, you are supposed to write down every time you feed them when it is, how long it is, how much, like all that. If it's measured, it's formula, how much formula you gave them and how much they drank, and how all the pees and the poops. Yeah, that's like a normal thing they ask all parents to do, but it's a lot of diapers.
That was like all the other stuff they had to do. They had to find like specialists to go over because the baby was still on oxygen and had to be on oxygen for a while. Not every pediatrician is equipped to deal with baby on oxygen. So they were like doing all this other complicated stuff, and yet it's the one thing that I guess is normal that stuck with me from that too. It was like, a dozen diapers a day? No.
Honestly, I'm not always up for it because sometimes, like, I'm just lazy sometimes, but diapers become pretty regular. Really not that big of a deal.
That's fair, but also no thank you.
That's fair. I might end this episode here just because I'm starting to get nauseous, and I might say no thank you to the render. How long were you going for?
50 minutes?
You feeling a little sick, Mark? That sucks, man. I'm so sorry to hear that.
No, yeah, sorry, woe is me.
The wrong kind of stink starting to get to you, Mark? Unbelievable.
Mark's like, look at my eye juice. Bob's like dying, and Bob's Bob's like, I smell this baby diaper. Mark's like, all right, episode's over. I can't deal with it.
I wish I would rename this to The Wrong Kind of Stink, but I feel like No Thank You has to be the title. That is very good. That is very good. So I'm going to tabulate the points. I awarded points based on stories, but also I awarded points based on better in-episode No Thank Yous. So this will probably cheer you up, Wade. The grand winner is Bob!
All right.
You both had equivalent stories. I kind of judged them similarly, but I felt like Bob really physically embodied the no thank you spirit through the whole episode, and he won by 2 points.
My stomach's upset.
All right.
I am the only one of us that is actually sick, so fuck you both.
Hey, I don't feel so great. I got, stuff going on. I'm glad that I won. That's pretty fair. Very just. And I really earned this one. I feel like I don't need to say anything else.
You could say anything else if you wanted to.
I could, and I won't.
To your verdict, I simply say, no thank you.
Too late, can't get points. Stop kissing ass.
I hate
I appear to have tuned into Markiplier. No, you've tuned into
Anybody
Distractable.
still watching at this point, so if you made it to the end here, you probably either fell asleep, your car is upside down, or what even are you if you made it to this point? But thank you nonetheless, or no thank you.
An artist who didn't want to sit in silence because I can't
What even are you?
play music without the fear of being copyright
Thank
stricken.
you, but no thank you to everybody out there for watching and making it to this point. We will become procedurally more grateful as the grateful era begins, whenever that may be. Thank you. No thank you.
We'll see about that.
All right, wait. It's okay, man. It's okay, man. It's okay.
My tea is gone. They're my natural 20s. They're natural.
Anyway, no merch. Nothing else to say about that.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Nothing going on with that.
Have a good day, I guess. Sorry if we ruined it, or if we made it better. Oof.
This might be one of the worst episodes we've ever done, as far as how people are going to feel at the end of it.
It's definitely the strongest grossed out sensation I've ever had at the end of an episode, but I don't know what that means for the listeners.
Our very first episode might be the only one that rivaled. We talked about like the teratomas and stuff. That might be the closest we've gotten to this.
People on the subreddit seem to be really put off by the Sonic using portals to jizz in other dimensions episode that we
Wait,
did.
did we talk about that?
Yeah, we talked about Sonic using other portals to other dimensions.
I'm
to
alright.
jizz, and also possibly
But I am
go to
gonna
the
be
bathroom.
ending stream soon because my laptop charger decided to disconnect and I didn't notice, which means my laptop is currently on 10%, and I don't know if it's seeming smooth to you guys,
Oof.
I don't even know what happened yesterday.
but
True that. Well, take care, everybody. You can find Bob Meisker, Wade, 777. Me, Markiplier. You got more
Yeah.
episodes. More episodes coming. More episodes.
my laptop is on 10%, which means it is lagging like it's nobody's fucking business. So yeah. Oh god. Like, I am legit struggling to draw anything at the moment. My god. The fans are going crazy. And unfortunately my laptop is one of those laptops that don't charge when the charger's in. They only charge when they're off. So unfortunately, I can't keep continuing with the stream if I want to keep my sanity intact and my laptop okay. So I do in fact have to end stream here. Because for some hacking reason, the charger disconnected. So yeah, that sucks. I think there is a bit of lag, yeah. A bit. To you it seems like a bit. To me, there is a full 5-second delay between when I draw something on the screen and when it actually appears. Also, I'm 5 hours behind you at the moment. It's 1, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Okay. Early. Don't know why you woke up early and then came to my stream. Dear fucking lord. My poor laptop. Even the PNG tuber is like lagging in OBS. Oh, this poor thing. This poor laptop. Oh dear god. Okay. Holy shit. Oh, that is so much lag. Oh no. Oh, I feel so bad for it. I just woke up to join this. Yeah. Why though? I wish I could do longer, and I was planning to do the whole page, colour and all. But, like, at the moment, it is just not possible. I have siblings, there is no choice in waking up early. I also have siblings, but they are older. Like, they're over the age of 14. So, I don't have that issue. We're all fairly late sleepers. Ill for you, though. Okay. So, I think from now on, if I do art streams, I'm gonna stick Distractable on. It works. Lucky, yeah. But, yeah. 3 follows today, which is a little surprising. But thank you to Benign, Executive, and Circum for following. I do appreciate it. Okay. Never mind. Benign's a bot. Says unknown user. Benign was likely a bot. But regardless, thank you Executive and Circum for following. Anyway, I am going to let my laptop rest. Because holy fucking shit. Because I'm looking at shit in OBS. It says, oh, encoding overloaded, considering turning down video settings or using a faster encoding preset. And my FPS is kinda shit. Like, it's between 16 and 9. So, I'm gonna call it here. Thank you for joining. I'm sorry you could only be here for, like, that tiny last bit of it, Ace. It does suck when people don't get in until, like, toward the end of the stream when I'm winding down. But, hey, there's not much I can really do. Especially when my laptop is actively asking me to kill it. So, I hope you all have a good day, week, month, and I will see you all in the next stream. Bye!